dun, dun,
We're live.
dun, dun. Now, I don't know. It sounds like Catholic school to me, man. It's
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
I was kind of felt like I was in Catholic school. No, James, I'm serious, man. I kind of
yep,
felt like I was in Catholic school. It's
yep. What was the name of that movie, Joe? I don't,
oh god, I don't remember.
you
What
know?
was the name of the song? Hold on. What was it? What was the song? Everybody tell me. Oh, and that's a moved on, brother. It's a too bad. Adios amigos, and I'm out of here. Oh, it was cool. It's the Gangster's Paradise. What's the name of the song?
Oh,
What's the name of that movie? We all have to let me know. Anyway, guys, you guys, welcome to the chat. I hope everybody's having a good day. Hope all y'all been staying out of trouble. For all my friends that's going to be in the freezing cold, good luck tonight. I hear we're going to get rain in 36, so I know the rest of you poor bastards are going to get you know what's froze off.
yeah.
And, so be careful out there. Uh, what are you talking about? Wait, hold on. No, I was on a different screen. No, I was on the YouTube screen. Anyway, what are you talking about? Why don't you go over to look, both Rumbles are open, both YouTubes are open, all the Facebooks are open. Yeah, just go hang out. You can that way it's easy. I don't have to switch pages. I start going in between pages. I forget what the hell I'm doing.
Uh,
Yeah, see,
hey,
see,
Heidi.
the
Yeah, I'd
people
like to
agree.
clap it. Yeah, do that clap again for Heidi. No, not that. Do the clapping for Heidi. There you go. That's for you, Heidi.
I see. You got to do this one.
Yeah, my heart's beating.
There we go. There we go. That's a good one. I don't know, Jack. You know, Jay's Jay. He's DeathCon J now, man.
Yeah,
Yes, we're changing his name to DeathCon J because it's just a matter of time before.
yeah. That's true, man. All the crap
Yeah.
that's happening out there in the world, man. Shit.
So what do you mean we're going to war over Greenland? We're not. Well, y'all can think that.
Come on.
What war we're going to? So the guy tells me today, Joe, NATO is going to get us. I said, you do know we're like 2/3 of NATO, right? He's like, what do you mean? I said, the troops and the equipment are ours. She's like, no. I was like, yeah. Why do you think Trump's been bitching so much? Yes, it's ours. What the fuck? NATO ain't doing shit. NATO starts some shit with us. Russia's just going to go in and take over Poland. Yeah, you better go watch your own borders and not worry about our borders. Is all I got to say to that.
Yeah. No.
Well,
why do people even think that, Joe? Why? I mean, come on. It's Greenland and it's beautiful.
So wait. Let's stop this for a minute. So they wouldn't go in when they knew Russia was going to invade the Ukraine and stop them, and they still won't even today. But they're going to go start a fight with America over a piece of property that's worthless to them because they don't have the money to develop it. So I'm confused by this. So you won't go protect the Ukraine, but you want to pick a fight with us. Is that your way of getting out of the Ukraine? Come on, Europe. You couldn't even beat Hitler. You didn't have 10% of what we got.
That shithead from England, man, he gets on my nerves every time he talks. Every time he opens up his mouth, he gets on my nerves.
Well, all I can say, Europe, is you get your ass kicked, and it would be quickly. That's like the guy the other day said, oh, well, if America invades Greenland, they're going to take every one of America's bases. So let me tell you something. Right off the bat, NATO and the EU both came out and said, we did not say that. No one in our regime said that, and he does not speak for us, whoever this little fucking bastard is. Now they're going to look to arrest him. Yeah, because he was trying to stir shit. Do you realize if Trump would have even thought that? I mean, he'd have lost his mind. You're gonna go, wait, you're gonna go do what? You're gonna invade American bases? Oh, fuck, you are not. That is not gonna happen. Man,
are people that dumb, Joe? Joe, are people that dumb?
They are. They truly that dumb.
Wow.
Well, James, we're not. First off, those are our nuclear weapons in Germany. You don't think we're just gonna let them keep nuclear weapons? Oh my God! Come on, these guys started World War I and World War II. I'm not really feeling it, and they're over there going to go. Wait, they're sending troops to Greenland, man, along with Britain and Canada too. They sending troops over there too. So right now, I am
Canada was backing us up. I thought Canada was backing us up.
No, they're a bunch of what, but plus Carney's trying to cut deals with Canadian troops on his soil. I said, America's going for none of that. Carney should go back when what's his face tried that, his predecessor, and Trump said we would invade your country. We consider that an act of war if you let 10,000 troops into Canada, because they did, and they would get ready to start bringing in equipment, and America lost its freaking mind. They're like, no, you're not doing that. And then Trump told him the other day, you're gonna keep fucking around, and we're gonna ghost you because we got 2 ghost fleets up there. And we'll just use ghost fleets to keep anybody from doing any trading whatsoever. Yeah, and then they won't have no problem shooting at Russian tanks. Since we got a sanction going on, they won't have no problem shooting at any company. You see right now they're taking Russian, Venezuelan, and Iranian tankers. Don't look like they're really fucking worried about it to me.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I love this one. So Iran. So anyway, this ship came from North Korea, and then it went to Iran. It was in Iran. I guess they were loading it back up in Iran. It was being sent to Russia to bring weapons, and it just mysteriously sank in the middle of the Caspian Sea. No planes around, no other boats around, just sank. Sounds like sabotage to me.
Oh, wow.
Hey, look. Lazinski's people are like Lazinski's learning from the Israelis how to fight bigger enemies. Yeah. The Israelis don't play around though. Well, so that's the problem here. Here you're the Ukraine. You've been bitching for 3 years. Oh, this war needs it's costing us money. And so Trump comes in and is like, I don't want to give them no more money. Fuck you. It's just your problem. This is in Europe. It's not even in our backyard. It's in Europe. Take care of your damn problem. Oh, but Mr. Trump, you can't do that. You've got to give them. So we've given them at least as much as they've given, if not more. And you want us to give them more. And the guy don't want to do anything. No. That's bullshit. And then Russia's over there playing everybody as a fool. Oh yeah, we're gonna start some peace deals here, man. Yeah, bullshit. You're not starting anything. It's time for us to put a missile up your ass, which, by the way, they did the other day. John, Russia's in. You know how you know Russia's in deep shit? They're tying on tires on top of their bombers to protect them from drone attack. Yeah.
How does that protect them, Joe?
It balances. It makes them. It balances them off.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, when they hit him coming in, the rubber bounces them off. Yeah. Well, wait. Now the Ukraine ain't doing much better. Ukraine took fiber and it's running it all over its countryside above its trees and all, so it's on top trees. And that way, if a drone comes in, it gets tangled up in the fiber and crashes. Ooh, this is state of the art. Hey, it works, but I wouldn't call it state of the art. You know what America does when they do things? We got these little clam things. They go, woo, 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 and everything falls out the sky. They're badass. I watched them a couple of times now. Oh yeah, and if that don't work, we have these other little drones that fly and do scatter bombing. Oh yeah, America's look. We created drones. You don't think we weren't thinking about drone wars a long time ago? We've got whole generations of gamers in our country. 3 generations of gamers, man. They've been gaming.
Oh my
God!
Life.
You're gonna let them loose? They'll be flying 8 at a time. Zzz. Oh, this. Ooh, look at this. No, man, you don't know what you got yourself into here. Y'all are fucked up. Oh
Yep.
man.
Yeah, they have.
China said, "Oh, well, we got $1 billion here. It don't matter how many people you got. How many gamers do you have in your country? Ooh, not many. No, that's an American thing, pretty much, and Japanese thing. And that's more gamers on our side." Kirklook. We did sail a big $13.5 billion carrier through the Chinese Straits yesterday, or day before yesterday. Flying, you know what flag we were flying? That flag right there. That's the flag we were flying the whole way through. China says it's their territory because they built islands, and we're saying, the fuck are you? It's not your territory. This also belongs to the Philippines, the Japanese, and the South Koreans. Fuck you. And they keep running ships. So we sent a whole carrier group through there. We're like, yeah, come on, get froggy and jump and see what happens to your ass. You'll be smushed like a frog on a highway getting run over by a car.
Do you think them ships were in general quarters?
No. What's the one? It's not quite general quarters, like Yellow Alert. What the fuck was? They had a name for it though.
I know what you mean. I don't know. I forget.
I know it's too long ago, but anyway, it's standard. I forget, it was some bullshit, but it was, and I rarely ever seen it because usually it was general quarters. But this is like you're on alert, but you're not in battle stations. You're just in case. It's a highlighted, a heightened alert status is what it is. But there's actually a physical name for it. But because you after all, you got a bunch of Chinese ships around you. You probably got Chinese submarines out there. I don't know. The strait's not all that wide, so they might not have had that much equipment out there. Because with us out there, it's kind of wide and fat.
Heidi says that she found $30 at a fuel station, but their fuel prices have gone up since the contamination shit show recently. $2.19. I would love to pay $2.19, Heidi. I'm paying $2.99.
It's
wow.
Yeah, they were talking about that today. We were talking with a group today about that California prices. So you fuckers in Pennsylvania are 3rd highest in the country.
Yes, we are.
Fucking Chicago. I'm like, how the fuck y'all beat out Chicago?
I don't know, but we actually come down. I paid $2.99 the other day.
Oh, so you might not. You might be 4th now. Well, California's most expensive, Chris, but there's $1 in California. It's $1.45 in taxes on every gallon. So that's your base price. And then hey, it's cool if you find the money. It's funny. We went to go get beignets one day, me and my son, and I had to stop at the ATM machine because they only take cash. So I was putting my card in to get the ATM out, and I looked down and pulled out. There was $60 sitting in there. I guess someone forgot to take it. And my son's like, where's my share? I'm like, get the fuck out of here, boy. What's wrong with you?
Well, look who showed up, Joe.
Hey, fellas.
Wait, what's his new name? We're not calling you Doomsday, and we're calling you something else.
What is?
What did I do now?
What's the clock thing? When you're waiting on the clock?
Doomsday Clock.
No, it's not Doomsday. It's something else. Oh man, I forgot. It's in the beginning of the show. I have to go find it. Heidi, right now we're going between 189 and 219, depending on where
Hey,
you are in
Heidi.
the state. Yeah, so right where I live, it's about 203, 204.
299 in Pittsburgh
Yeah.
right now.
I remember every time I got to $3 here, I had a fit. So that's it. I'm moving to fucking some other country. It's and then I talked to my friends up north. I'm like, oh, I feel for you bitches.
I wonder how much they pay in Canada.
A lot. A lot.
They do?
A lot more than we do. But in Canada, they pay a lot more for everything than we do. They got weird taxes up there. That's that British shit. That there's a lot of weird stuff. And you know, one of the biggest things that costs them the most money is their health care.
Yeah.
That's I hear that. I know some Canadians go to these states to get medical.
Well, because our health care is much better down here, and you don't have to wait. Canada, they got outrageous wait time. We did a show on one of this lady about 3 years ago. So they found out she had stage 2 cancer, or they were pretty sure she had stage 2 cancer. She had to wait 1 year and 3 months to go get the MRI to check in and see what it was. Do you know how far cancer can
Just
spread
for
in a
an
year?
X-ray. Jesus.
Yeah,
Wow.
just you know how far cancer can spread in a year.
Oh
Yep.
God.
And then they're telling by the time they even got into the oncologist, it should be almost over 2 years. Yeah, that's a death wish. That's what the fuck that is. It's a death warrant. I'm sorry, it's not a death wish. It's a death warrant. I mean, you just put that person to death. I mean, why would you do that? And then I had a good friend of mine. Matter of fact, he was a regular contributor to the network. One of the guys that worked the chat rooms with us.
Holy shit!
And he had heart disease. And by the time he got treated, well, let me rephrase that. By the time he got treated, he was dead.
Wow.
They told him 7 months just to get a stent. They do a stent here next day, or even same day, depending on how bad it is.
Same day. Heidi said that she waited over 1 year to get a neurologist.
Wow. Well, that's kind of not surprising. No offense, Heidi, but the one complaint that the medical departments have and medical professionals have is that there isn't enough brain guys out there. There's not enough psychologists, not enough psychiatrists, not enough neurologists.
That's because neurologists don't like cold weather.
Well, yeah, it gets on their nerves.
Oh my God!
No, literally it does. I mean, so when I was going to find out about this trigeminal neuralgia I go in and I'm like, well, I need to see a neurologist. I'm thinking they're going to tell me 6 months. Doc said, there's 3 in this hospital alone. I'm like, what? And she said, and there's 3 in this other hospital. She said, what you want? Because what it is, she said, you want to see the guy at university at the new hospital because he's the teacher over there and he's probably going to know the most about this. I had to wait 3 months to go get the MRI. And, I mean, he's a fabulous fucking doctor. So just in this little town, of course, New Orleans has become a big hospital town lately. Over the last few years, but just in this town, there's probably 24 of them that you could go see. But there is something that they don't tell you. So you can be a neurologist and not be certified. How do you like that?
Really?
Oh yes, I was very surprised to find that out. Because my other doctor, my everyday, my general doctor, she goes, Joe, you do know some can be certified. Some I said, wait, what? She said, the best thing is to ask her, just look on their plaques behind them. She said, or look them up online. That's what I did. I looked them up online. And come to find out, a lot of them weren't certified. And they were still charging the money of the ones who weren't certified.
Damn.
I would have been very lucky had I had any major brain problems back in the day. I don't know if the man is still alive, but one of my best friends in high school, his father is Dr. Paul Kornblith, who was at that time, for a long time, 20, 30 years, the leading neurologist or neurosurgeon in the United States. So if I ever had a major brain thing, I had that department covered.
Yeah, they're in need a lot these days. There's lots of nerve problems. That's probably what's wrong with my foot right now. It's probably a nerve problem. Oh no, it's all tingly and numb and stuff, more than likely. Yes, I doubt it's that.
That can also be pre-diabetes too, and other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just had my blood work done about a year ago, and then all that was
Joe, that's probably neuropathy.
They
because I got it, and my brother has it.
Yeah, he said it's a couple of things. He said the only thing that worries the doctor, he said, is because it's sore to the touch. He said, "Oh, maybe you got a clogged artery." I said, "Well, if you did, right? That could spend like a month." And he kind of said, "Yeah, you probably would be." It's so I don't know. I'm gonna go this week. I'm trying to go after my birthday, but life does not want to wait.
When's your birthday?
Sometime in the next few days.
Happy birthday, dude!
Yeah, happy early birthday.
Yeah, happy early birthday,
you, Dolly. Hey, Dolly's in the chat.
Hey, Dolly.
No magnesium, she says.
I'll be 50. I'll be 59 this year.
You're getting old, dude.
Not really, because I'm 59.
You're getting old too. I'm the oldest.
Oh, he used to kill my step grandson. I might as well just call him son, but anyway. We used to go to the bank together, right? And we'd go in. Everybody always thought he was like 10 years older. He should like to wear that gray beard all day. And he's, he's about 10 years younger than me, actually. And they were always like, well, wait, he's your son. Yeah, I said, it's my son. They're like, Joe, he looks like he's way older. He gets so pissed. He just gets so pissed.
It's not the years, it's the mileage.
Oh, I'm not far behind you, Don. I'm just a couple of days behind you there. It's what's it, Kimberly? But on this network, youngest person in this network is probably in their 20s. Oldest, I think, is in their 70s.
Heidi says happiest early birthday wishes to you, Joe.
Thank you very much. Oh, what do you mean, alien abduction on my birthday? Nah, I think we'll skip that. Not unless they're taking me somewhere I want to go. Now, that's different.
Yeah, like Hawaii or something.
No. There's a few places off world I'd like to go. So as long as they're taking me where I want to go, we're good with that. No, we were talking about that on late on last night's show. We talked a little bit about alien abduction and how some things work and how some things don't. Well, first off, people always come up to, it's got to be this way, it's got to be that way. And that's fucking bullshit. It doesn't have to be. First off, there are things you will find in area abduction. I won't argue those facts. But because of people's personalities and people's sheer will, there are different places for different contactees. First off, there's no places for abductees because they don't know what the fuck is going on. But contactees, it's different. And I mean, some contactees will be released because, frankly, they're not useful anymore and they're not willing to get into the project. They don't want to get involved. But people who either through family or through sheer will want to, well, I say family because, abductions happen in family lines. And sometimes contactees' families may be in covert operation things in government that actually have curvy information. Yeah, people never thought about that in the beginning. And later on, they started thinking, well, shit, anybody can be an abductee or a contactee. Why can't somebody in the government be? Well, they can be.
Yeah.
And sometimes that may pass along to a child or something like that. The simple thing of encouraging a child instead of showing them fear when they have that first abduction is a big difference. Because let me put it this way, for the contactees that embrace it, full out embrace it, there are good things that happen to them.
Well, and it's like you said, it's objective too. If so, they abduct along party lines. If the elder abductee, mom or dad, whoever, views it as a fear experience, they're gonna imprint that on the child, and when the child begins their abduction experiences, they're gonna have the fear experience too. So it just goes that way, and it always seems that there's those that find it a pleasurable experience, even though they might experience some pain in some of the experiments. But the bulk of them, especially from the 70s, the bulk of the abduction stories were almost always, fear and pain and, just a lot of unknown questions answered. And I think that's where it comes from, is that that early stigma is that, the first early reports were that it was a painful, scary experience.
And for some people it is, and for some people it's not.
Yeah. But like I said, the bulk of the experiences that were relayed to the media in the early days were not the pleasant ones. So,
well, what's funny about that is, and if you go do your homework, what you'll find is that the what I call traditional abductions, were very nasty, especially in places like Britain. So we've always thought England was like a control group study, because they have what we consider abduction 101. They're just classic alien abduction. The whole thing that you've seen in the movies, the whole 9 yards, seems to be right there. It seems to happen there on a regular basis. The United States is much different, though. There is, how can I say this without getting in trouble? There is a lot of peace, love, and light in alien abduction in the United States. Not to say there's not other things, because I know Dolly's experienced other things along with other people that I know have also, but the overall group feeling is, which probably are wrong, is peace, love, and light, or love, light, and laughter, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It just seems to be that way. What do you mean? If I got abducted, I'd be like, fuck you, alien, get off of me. I'd reach over and slap the little gray. Yeah, I'd be like, you ever seen the movie Taken? I'd be like the soldier and Taken as he killed everybody in the first gray shit, because the stupid grays didn't know it was a gun. I bet you that's the last time they made that mistake. Yeah, in the movie Taken, the first father of the kid, the dad or the son or whoever the hell he was, they took him, and when they had him doing the experiments on him in the room where they did experiments, they had the gun just sitting on the table next to him. Well, he woke up, got the gun, and shot the living shit out of all the grays before they realized what was going on. And it was Gray Sushi Bar.
Yeah.
It was
Is it a TV show?
Yeah, it's Taken, the TV series. We talked about last night, the Steven Spielberg one.
Yeah, it's not a movie, it's a TV show. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a miniseries. I need to catch up on
movie.
That.
It was made. It was made in the movie content there. They got all kind of fun stuff in it, but all kind of shit up. No, I said this last night when Jay and I were talking about this. The Taken, I wouldn't use it as a gospel for alien abduction. There are a lot of things in there that are legit, though. Somebody either did their homework really well, or someone knew a contact did, or maybe even both. But there are a lot of Hollywood.
Well, I mean, it's Spielberg, and what we did say about last night was that he was very likely read in on some less than secret, but more than top secret kind of things. And they said, you can use some of this, but you have to put in this X amount of misinformation. So there's some bullshit in there, and there's some actual fact in there.
Hey, Joe, let me ask you this question. What movie out there or TV show besides Taken is a legitimate thing about alien abduction?
Ooh, that's tough.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
The Fourth Kind is about 50% accurate.
Yeah.
No, Jack. No, it's not. It's about 50% accurate. They took some because they needed to soup up the show. They added some. Extra
I was
danger.
About to say that about Travis Walton, Fire in the Sky. It's fairly close to his experience, but there's a lot of Hollywood in it.
Especially that scene when he's on especially that scene when he was on the spacecraft. When we had him on our show, he said that was full of shit. That scene
was full of shit. So in the original experience, the Greys or whatever aliens it was stopped off, landed went into the human hangar, and they handed him off to two guys in white suits. And when you asked, the two guys in white suits spoke English. They spoke. They weren't telepathic, and they were wearing what you would consider CDC outfits. So yes, he was handed back. He may have been the first recorded handoff, even though I think Betty and Barney Hill really were. But he may have been the first really good recorded handoff of the aliens having one of our people and giving them back to us in a different manner. So the real question when Travis comes to be, we know they knew he was on the mountain because the fucking scanners and those things can see all over the place. Plus, he was coming down in some big noisy truck with big lights, equipment bouncing all over, squeaky, old 50 truck.
They were hauling ass.
I mean, you probably a human down the mountain probably heard the damn thing coming. They stopped, which they didn't. He got out and everybody stayed in. Usually there would have been one other person would have got out with you, but everybody stayed in, and he got plowed over and they took him away. All I can think is they knew he was there and they wanted him. Because I can't see why else they would have done it. They would have just left him there. Nobody was going to believe these 4 guys that a UFO shot him down and killed him. That was never going to happen. So there was a reason they took him.
Yes, there was a reason. I'll tell you what, when he was on our show with Jenny, he was a great guy to talk to.
He was a good guest. Yeah, he's a fun guest.
Very good.
He's been on the network, 20 or 30 times now. He's about half of those were under UFO Paranormal Radio, but still. Matter of fact, we did a thing with him where we had 5 hosts interview him all in 1 month. And made a special out of it. It was really good. Nobody could ask him to say, first off, nobody could ask any question that had been asked to him before, and no one could ask a question somebody else in the hosting group was going to ask.
Oh my God, that would have been hard if you were the 5th group to do it.
I took 5th. I volunteered for the spot because I knew I was going to have it, because I already knew things I was going to ask him that they weren't going to think about. Like, did you know there was an FBI agent on the mountain with you that night, Travis? Wait, what? Yeah, did you know that? Yeah, it's legit. There was one following around you around on the mountain. Apparently, so much for it was just an accidental alien getting you. And then I asked him point blank. I said, "Did you ever stop to think that they knew you were there, and they were waiting for you?" He almost dropped the fucking phone. He was just taken aback. And I said, "I'm gonna tell you a little secret, my friend." I said, "There is no such thing as a one-time abductee."
Yeah.
I said, so if I was you, I'd start looking back in your past and your history and seeing what's really going on in your life so you can figure this out. I said, because if not, it's going to drive your ass batshit crazy. And he just, you could tell no one ever spoke to him like that before. He was like, what the fuck? Please get this guy away from me. But he was a good guest. He took it with a grain of salt. But when you get asked stuff like that, you have to deal with it.
That time me and Jenny had a panel with 10 of them in, and you came in and destroyed the one dude over his books. I forget which one it was. He wrote 11, 12 books.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, that was bad on JoJo's part. JoJo was being a bad that night. He should have just wasn't my show. Just because I own a network, I still shouldn't have went in there and did that. That was bad.
No, you did a number on he wrote like 11 books, and you called him out on all 11 books, and oh boy, all them boys and girls were mad at you, Joe. They were mad.
I bet you they were, because they couldn't fight back. That was a fucking problem. That's matter of fact, who was it? Art Ballard told me that one day. He said, "You speak so matter of factly, it makes it so fucking hard to argue with you." He said, "You presented like God gave it to you or something."
It's exactly how I present the information. I've been with it for 40 something years, and
that's how you gotta be. I said, everything I am saying is based on data, and I said you can look it up for yourself. I said just because we got to it first doesn't mean that we're any other thing than what we are. I mean, because people go running off and saying shit, and I'm like, matter of fact, I was at a convention. It's one of the reasons I don't go to the New Age conventions, because I'll get my ass in trouble.
I bet.
And
I bet.
Well, I'm in DC of all places. I'm in DC. We're having a good conference, and this woman just comes up and starts on me about the Palladians and this one and that one. I'm like, okay, so they're Palladians. I said, that's what you call them. That's fine. I don't have a problem. You call them whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. And oh no, Joe, they don't harm us. They fix us. Even if we get a little scratch, they send us back fixed. I'm like, really? I said, I looked down my arm and I said, I see some scratches here. And I was like, you're pissing me off here a little bit. And I said, they're not known as the most gentle things. I said, I've got several women's where you can see, because the fingers are so long, they wrap completely around certain size women's arms. Right. And you can see the whole bruise going all the way around. And I said, that's pretty rough. I said, yeah. and I said, some of them grab your thighs and rip them open. I said, that sounds like something not too good either.
Well, let me ask you this question, Joe. Have you been out in public, like working or whatever, and somehow you got that sixth sense that maybe there's an alien watching you when you're walking around?
Well, yeah, but that's because a lot of places we were at work wise were hotspots anyway. So it's I could tell, like if I was within 50, maybe 20 blocks of someone being taken, I could feel it deep down in my stomach. I could feel it. If they were within a block of me, it would make me antsy, nervous. But then it also made me go looking for their asses. So, and then I could even tell, like if there was a big abduction going on, like those big ones they had out in Gulf Breeze and places like that, where they were doing hundreds at a time. I could sense them, and all I have to do is get in the car and drive, and we would just show up there. Pure God.
How about you, Jay?
I don't have as much experience with abduction as, I mean, I'm fairly certain that I'm regularly or was regularly abducted, but I don't have as many memories about it. They're vague. The few experiences, though, of UFO equipment, the only thing is the air is energized when they come by, especially when they're low to the ground. So we were in Connecticut, some buddies of mine and I, we were playing around with acid that evening, but acid won't make you all see the same thing, and we all saw the same exact item fly over. We were in the middle of a like an elementary school playground at like 4 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, and this device silently just flew over the tree line. I mean, like just over the tree line. I mean, like just inches over it. So 100 feet up in the air, 200 feet, 200 yards tops, down yards from it, down range from us when it went over us. But it energized the air. I mean, there was like an electrical, you know, I mean, I don't know if my hair was standing on end, but I felt like my hair was standing on end. I didn't touch anybody, but I felt if you would have touched somebody, you would have gotten a shock. I understand that kind of thing, but I don't. The abduction thing, I don't feel those.
No, a lot of people don't.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I don't feel. I just don't feel when they're near. I don't know. But when the machine was near, I felt it. But before I saw it.
Well, for me, and this happened to me a lot of times. I would be in bed, okay, and my eyes would be closed, and all of a sudden, I used to see a real bright white light. You know.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, and that's why I want to ask you that, Joe. I think I've asked you this before, but I'm asking you again. Can they come to you when you're like laying in bed and with the bright lights and all that stuff? Like I just explained?
They can do anything they want, actually. I mean, they can just show up and say, "Hey, happy, how you doing?"
But I didn't see no I didn't see no aliens, but
that's because because
well, I got no explanation for the bright light for you, because there's a couple of methods of removal. I recall, and like I said, I was never able to detect.
Don't make this all complicated. Don't make it all complicated. The bright white is mainly so that you don't see them, so you don't panic. That's what it's mainly for.
Oh, really?
It can be used for the ones that pass through the wall, because they have the same. Well, it's more of a bluish light, but still.
That's what I was going to say. When you go through the ceiling, it's more of a whitish, bluish flash, because you're going through the drywall, through the gypsum. But I remember, and like I said, I can't say I detected that they're near, like Joe said he could. But the few times I remember being taken, and all I remember is the method. I don't remember anything after that. I remember being lifted off the bed and pulled through the glass window that was above my headboard. That was one method that was taken through the house. The other was straight up. And I remember 2 experiences. One was going up, and I remember I woke up just as I hit the ceiling, and I saw the ceiling like right here, and I was like, "Oh no!" And I hit it. I mean, I physically, my face went like this before I went past through it. But before I passed through it was a flash of white, and then that was it. I was out, and I remember seeing like the inside of the attic, and then I was unconscious. The other time with the ceiling was, I guess I was being put back, and it was weird because the covers were still on me, my actual bed covers. But I remember waking up and it's like, oh, it's really cold, and I go like that, and I think my nose bent, and I was like, I'm on the wall. And then as I started to go down, I'm like, holy shit, I'm on the ceiling. And then I slowly lowered to my bed, and I was like, I just sat there for a minute, like, making no noise and just hyperventilating, thinking to myself, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, until I passed out.
Yeah, they were probably hoping you would pass out faster. Go to sleep there, boy. Damn it.
No, that was them putting me back. They left after that. And once I was on the bed, they took off.
Yeah, he'll be that dumb human. He'll be okay. It's
hey, Mish.
The shock was waking up, and I'm like, oh man, I rolled off my bed into the wall because the wall was on one side of my bed. But then I go to turn my face, and then I start coming away from it, and I realized it's the goddamn ceiling. That was when the panic set in.
You might be and yet I think you are on the invisible list, Mish. I think so. I don't know why.
The invisible list.
Heidi, can you help Mish get to you? Dolly?
Sounds a little kinky. Can you help Mish get to you? Well, I hope there's some video going on. What's that, Jackie? What do you mean there's two shows showing? No, there's not. There's one. What, are you crazy? Yeah, we're in, I don't know which studio we're in, but we're in one of them. No, there's only one of us. Now we're going to be going out to break in a minute, but if you think you're being contacted, look, people, it's always best to find somebody who's been in the field a while that isn't looked at as a crackpot. There's not that many of them, to be honest with you. Who? Yvonne Smith. I haven't talked to Yvonne in a while, so I don't feel comfortable talking about her. But no, Yvonne and I used to be pretty tight. We used to talk quite a bit way back in the day, but I don't really talk to her anymore. I haven't talked to my good friend who I used to do military abductions with, Melinda Leslie, either. Nah, I mean, there's a lot of people I talk to, but I don't want to rack on somebody's head that I haven't really heard their current theories. Or look, there's a thing. All ufologists go crazy. When we came into the field, that's how it was. All ufologists go crazy. They start because you're only as popular and famous as your last thing, and sometimes you got to say crazy stuff to get people to look at you.
What's going on with the space station? Mission wants to know.
What space
station? The current mission that's up there now is being sent back for. There's one of the guys needs surgery, so that those specialists have been scrubbed. Their mission is scrubbed, and they're sending a replacement mission. I don't know that the mission to replace is going up at the same time that they're bringing the guy back for surgery, or if they're just going to go up and get him and that crew, bring them home, and then send the other crew later. But yeah, that's what I've heard.
Last I heard, they were bringing those 4 astronauts home, and they're going to leave behind 2 cosmonauts and 1 astronaut, and until they decide what else they're going to do.
Oh, Mish says girls is pregnant. And then the girl went Tropo, whatever that means.
There's no way they were going to let a pregnant woman go in space. You must not. Well, they had to know. They get you in big trouble, man. We already know what it does to chickens and embryos in space. I mean, they don't have a good. Our DNA doesn't react good for that.
Just like that Bezos spaceship, man. All them boobs would have exploded, dude. On Bezos' flight with all the women.
I guess maybe she got pregnant by a Russian and now they're coming home. Who knows?
What are you going to do, Fluffy?
It's what is that, Jackie?
How the hell can you do the wild thing up on the space station?
Easy. What are you talking about, man? Yeah, that would be easy to do, man. I mean, I joined the Mile High Club when I was 18. A couple other times since then.
Talking about Mile High Club. Jesus.
But it's just about 20 Mile High Club, but that's what I'm saying. They wouldn't have let her on. She couldn't have been pregnant before she went on board because there ain't no effing way they would have let her on. And they do all kind of blood work and all kind of studies. Well, maybe she likes some big Russian cosmonauts. Who knows? Jesse, we're talking about the Independent Space Station. which is going to be down in 2030, and the new Chinese shiny pretty one will be up. And what do you mean? Will we go work with the Chinese? I doubt it. Well, you know what? I'll retract that statement. If the country has been being run by liberals at that particular time, we'll probably go join the Russians. If it's not, we'll probably build our own space station.
Oh, you're welcome, Miss.
Well, remember, we're going. They put up a thing yesterday. They're getting ready to put up to go land on the moon. Yes.
No, the first mission is not to the land on the moon. They're going to just go around it.
Yeah, they're going to orbit it just like they did with Apollo. And then the 20, whatever it is, it's going to be the landing one. But if everything goes right, they're planning on putting this year an official.
Two missions up. The first mission is, I think, called Artemis. And that is the reconnaissance mission to go around. And I don't know why, but to map out, I guess, the next landing spot. And then later in the year, I guess, fall will be the second shoot. And they'll send up the team to go after the actual landing.
Okay, that's a good question. I'm going to throw at you guys. All right. Elon Musk wants to go to Mars. Everybody wants to go to Mars, but the Chinese are going onto the moon. Why don't we deal with the moon, then go into Mars, or split up?
You're better off
and half go to.
I mean, first off, we've been to the moon.
Half go to the moon, half go to the Mars. Why can't
you're better off putting a mission to the moon first and putting a platform on the moon for staging equipment to go from the moon to Mars. It'd be easier to get to Mars if we launch from the moon.
Maybe.
What do you mean maybe? There's less gravity, so you can put more weight on the spaceship.
What they're planning on doing. No, that's another 240,000 miles. What they're planning on doing is putting refueling stations in orbit of our planet. The rocket goes up, it fuels up, it goes to Mars. There's no need to go to the moon. The moon is for us. The moon is for us in helium-3. If you want to do a shortcut to Mars or into deep space through the whatever they call the wind tunnel of our solar system, you build a launching platform in zone L11. And then you can launch anywhere you want quickly. And you can get right into the interstellar winds. You can do all kinds of stuff you can't do from here or the moon. That would be the place to put the platform. We're going to build on Mars because, one, we can't let the Chinese just go building all over Mars. And secondly, we want that helium-3.
Yeah.
They figure there's a 300 to 500 year amount of helium-3 that can be divided up on the planet.
Thanks.
And the Chinese are going to get their share, and we're going to get our share if something badly don't happen to one of the Chinese rockets trying to land. And I'm not wishing bad on them, but landing on the moon is not as easy when you got people on board.
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny, Mish. If they mine all the helium-3 on the moon, it won't float no more.
Hey, so I'm just gonna eat that.
Yeah, at that point it'll be all cheese.
Yeah, then we could get to eat on the damn thing.
Yeah,
maybe while we're all up there scooping up this helium-3, maybe we'll find some tunnels and caves going underground and stuff. Well, if you want to build stations, you don't really want to build them on the moon. You want to build them in the moon. And the moon's not supposed to be geologically active unless something hits it. I don't know. We'd have to see. You know what? Them Germans might still be in there. Y'all better watch out. You get in there, be 5 million with German kids. I kill you, Americans. Oh, the war's over and y'all lost, guys. Just thought we'd tell you that. What do you mean we lost? You lost, and you lost bad too, man. We're not even allowed to have an army anymore. You lost so bad. There's no telling.
Is that rule still going? That they're not allowed to have a?
I think it can still be limited. They can still limit them if they want to, but I don't think they're going to.
The Japanese have an army.
So both of them have a peacekeeping force. They don't have armies. That's what they call them, peacekeeping forces. And because Japan's never allowed to have aircraft carriers again, they title their aircraft carriers with a different title that makes them sound like something else, but they're still aircraft carriers. It's fucked up the way they do it. But America said they could have them, so. What's that? Yeah, you're right, Dolly. Moon does have tons and tons of helium-3. They said if everybody was up there mining at least a 300 year minimum, No God knows what we're going to invent in 300 years, but helium-3
what
will
can
get us all that.
you do, Joe? What can you do with helium-3?
So you can use it, make it a fission reactor, and helium-3, about a pound of helium-3 will probably power New York City for the entire year.
Okay.
Boom. And it's clean fuel. It doesn't get hot. It's not like radioactive. It has none of the bad properties of any of the radioactive stuff we use. It's clean. It's cheap. And once we have it set up going back and forth to the moon, it'll be extremely cheap. Quantum computers. There's so much. It's so much stuff because people don't understand right now, like with the BTC rate. So the Bitcoin takes up a shitload of power to make. But on top of that, we're running quantum computers right now, and they take a shitload of power. Then we're running these quantum data centers that are holding all this data, which also run a shitload of power. So right now, what we're doing is we're sucking power out of the planet at a faster rate than we ever have before. So helium-3 can run cold fusion or can create cold fusion. This is the best way of saying it. Yeah. Jack, you always get fission and fusion confused. I always have. That's why I have to remember cold fusion versus fission. Fission is what we have now. Cold fusion is what we're working towards.
And allegedly, there's a few. I don't remember. You said somebody had a couple of working models.
Oh well, they've been that. So
UC Berkeley or something like that has the.
No, it's been longer than that. So about 15 years ago, 18 years ago, these guys built a little reactor, and they said, "Oh, you can't reproduce it." It took them another 10 years to reproduce it, and it was the size of about a car. Right now they got two semi-truck size ones that are working full time. Nobody knows where they are, but they're producing power. So they said a semi-truck one could run most of New York City. 2 could easily produce all the power New York needs, and with plenty room for growth. So right now New York is starving for power. So is LA. All these places are starving for power. They can't grow any faster. They have to cut back. They have to do rollouts and stuff.
I mean, I think California, LA, their problem with power is their tax. They have the highest tax throughout the nation on goods and services, but they also have the highest tax on gasoline. So I mean, I think their sales tax is 9%, and then gasoline is like 12%. So when you go buy gasoline, every gallon is an extra. Every dollar is an extra 12 cents.
But it's worse than that. See, that's how it started. But now the gas companies, the producers left all but one. So they have nobody producing gas in their country.
Making it go up even more.
Yeah. But it's not that. There's a demand for it. You run out before you get more. Same thing with electricity. They've lost several of them. They closed down a couple of their nuclear plants, and they've run some bigger plants out. These people aren't producing power anymore. So now you're low on power. New York did the same thing. So they have.
And this fool wants to run the country. I mean,
yes. And he wants to run the country with Hochul, with the other fool from New York as his VP.
Yeah.
Who, Hochul or Madami?
Hochul.
Hochul. Madami. Somebody's going to take Madami out. No, I don't mean physically kill him, but they're going to take him out other ways.
I think Madami's going to have his. He's going to have his. He's gonna have a reality check real soon, especially.
He already has.
Only white people's money.
He already has. So
you're done, buddy. You're done.
He got slapped on the money for running grocery stores. They told him
buses.
No. They told him the buses were no. Pretty much everything he said so far, they told him no. They said it's not going to happen. He said you maybe got elected, and then Eric Adams was in Madison Square Gardens the other day. He was throwing a party on how fast what's his face is sinking because he don't know how to play the game, and he don't. You got to give something to go something. Boy, you know what I hate, Dolly, is them fucking solar, those windmills. I hate them fucking things. I'm not a big fan of solar panels either, but man, I'm driving across the country, wide open, beautiful skies out there, nothing but stars, some rolling hills, all beautiful. All of a sudden you see miles and miles and fucking miles of windmills. Half of them aren't working, pieces falling off them. It's fucking gross. And then we find out millions of birds could commit suicide on one every year. They've got chemicals that leach out. We found ground contamination. And then we found out that solar panels actually help heat the planet because it draws the heat in. They're black.
And they draw it in, and then they hold it.
That's what they do. And the way you know how they found that out, because the grass and everything underneath them were dying, not from not having light, but from heat.
Heat. Yeah, it was
Wow.
the grass underneath it kind of dies, but it dies a slow death. It turns yellow first before it turns white and dies out.
And that's also leaching some kind of chemical into the ground. So I mean, these things that were here that were probably saving us. And then even with all this bad stuff, no one ever thinks how much it takes. So we're gonna do this the easy way. One blade on one windmill. How much is first off? It's going to be on at least 5 or 6 18 wheels. It's going to be probably on 2 trains, maybe even on a boat. So there, just getting that one thing there,
and maybe in 3 or 4 pieces, depending on the size of it.
Oh no, these idiots. Oh, you got to see some of this video. You'll love this shit, Jay. These idiots are running whole blades and have to making these weird turns and blocking out traffic, and then have to make it so the blade will go in between like trees and stuff so they can pull forward without ripping the blade off the fucking truck.
Yeah.
It should have been cut in half. Yeah, it should have been cut in half right there. That's where but they said it takes away strength of the blade if they do that.
Yeah, probably so. I mean, it's a wing. It's a hollow wing, basically.
What's that, Jack? Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's a bit ignorant. Yeah.
It is. I mean, I've seen where Joe's talking about down in Texas. It's like instead of I would be less disgusted if they were all oil pumping fields, but they're all these 200 how are they 200 300 foot tall.
Oh, they're huge. Tall. And they're white tall. They stick out like a sore thumb.
And they have 3, 4, and 5 blades on them, depending on the size of them. And then you drive by, and there's this one that's going, and it's really weird. They'll be all facing mostly in the same direction, but you'll have one that's going real slow, and the one directly next to it is going fast. And it's like, wait, aren't you guys pulling in the same wind? Why is one moving and the other's like, and then there's always one with a bent wing, and then there's one with like 2 wings missing, and it's just going.
Yes.
Well, oh my God.
See our advertisement right there, United Public Radio. Look at that.
Stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. My friend Brian and I were driving out to drop him off in Arizona, and we're both like looking out the U-Haul, both sides of the road, going, "Thank God we don't live here." It's a horrible looking things.
What are you hiding your head about? What are you doing? See our advertisement right there? There it is. Where's that? Right there. United Public Radio, UPRN. That's my dog. That's our advertisement. Put her out there, throw her out in the night. And it's only
look at that! There he is. People don't know this about you, Joe, but you were the famous guy at the end of Total Recall with the mutant brain in your chest.
That's right. And it comes out.
At least, hey, Jay, at least he don't get probed by aliens and have babies with them.
Oh, that was just doggish, man. That was just doggish.
Hey, that's okay. Sean's been probed more than me.
You know I have. My ass hurts.
Get it, JJ.
It hurts.
JJ,
it hurts.
Man.
My ass hurts.
It was JJ.
That was always the funniest thing in the 70s. I forget who was that first posed that question, but
here comes
when they asked that question, it dawned on me, like, really? I mean, aliens come here from millions and millions of light years possibly away, possibly from another galaxy, possibly from another universe. We don't know for sure. But they come here and just like stick a device up our ass and find out what we're all about. It didn't make any sense, and it still doesn't. But it's fun to joke about.
Yeah, that's why that's what it was. That one of the Men in Black episodes. He goes, and what is that about? Coming millions of miles and probe me in the ass. Okay, here you go.
We've talked about other things that are the same anomaly. Everyone always said, in the 70s and 80s when cattle mutilations became popular, everyone was saying, "Oh, it's aliens, it's aliens." I'm like, why is it aliens? And I always resist this. Like, okay, I mean, it seems kind of unique. Or all the blood's gone. There's no blood in the area. That's a strange anomaly. All the surgery sites seem to be laser cut. All right, it's not uncommon for us. But why would we go into a field and take a laser surgical device and mutilate a cow?
No, there's lots of reasons for that.
Well, you gave me the reason. I never knew. But I always tell people, okay, it's probably not aliens, I'm saying, but I give the possibility. But If aliens were, for whatever reason, if the aliens were coming down and doing experiments on our cows, they wouldn't leave the evidence behind. Especially if they wanted to remain secret, they're not going to go take out all the parts they need and then drop the cow in the ground.
How do you know that, Jay? How do you know that? How do you know that?
Why would they?
Why would they leave evidence if they want to stay hidden? Why would they leave evidence that they were?
No, I actually proved what it was a while back, but
yeah,
it caused all kind of shit in the field too, man. They still mad at me over that. I don't even think
it's probably the correct answer, and the correct answer is that it's MILABs, military abductions, taking these cows, and they probably bring it into a vehicle, which is why there's no blood on the scene where they drop it. But they probably euthanize the cow first, I would hope, but they surgically remove all the parts they need, the genitals in the back area. I think it's heart, lungs, liver.
It's all the soft soft places where radiation would accumulate.
Yeah, heart, lungs, liver, brain, gums. But they leave the teeth, but tongue and the lips and that kind of thing. And then again, once again, the genitals and a few other soft organs inside.
The ranchers make that too, don't they? The
ranchers, that's how you knew.
The body back, they don't get insurance for it, so that's why the body is left behind, so that they get insurance for
that. That's what got. I was doing a lecture in Vegas or in Laughlin, and they're going on. Linda Mountain House says, "Well, they do this." I said, "Let me tell you." He said, "Do you want me to know how it's humans?" I said, "I'll give you." Besides that, there's sled marks and like that found at locations. Yeah. I said, "It's simple. Every major rancher where this has happened at, the cow was returned." She says, "Well, that's a point only aliens would do it." I said, No. Those fucking cows are insured.
Yeah.
That's something good here. Government is checking for radiation levels.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
He makes a really good point. Every cow that has been abducted from a farm is found on that farm. Now, if it was a real alien abduction, the alien's going to come by, pick up the cow, and then they're going to keep on moving. And then when they're done with it, drop it probably on the other side of the planet or on another planet or in outer space.
But when I
the cattle abduction thing never made any sense being anything to do with aliens the whole time I ever heard it.
When I introduced the radiation thing and how you could so
it's the only explanation. It is 100% the only logical conclusion.
After beating up Linda Howe, Moten Howe was like 20 years ago. I said,
and she's a smart lady. She should have seen that.
Well, she was, because you're only great famous is your last thing, and so we're somewhere else, and she's, I still don't buy it. I said, they do this with the hearts. I guess let's do it this way. I said, here's a list of all the sheriffs where these cows were reported, and this was reported at. I said, so now let's look at near testing facilities where nuclear weapons may have been tested. It's like a fucking layover. I mean, it's like a fucking layover. It's like, here's the bomb was blown here.
Where the wind went too.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they did it. They did it ranges. By the way, whatchamacallit was in that study. What's the one everybody says it's crazy down there? Oh man, the farm, the ranch. Anyway, anyway, they were in it. But so everywhere we did major testing in this country, somewhere within 50 to 80 miles of that area, usually 100, there was cattle mutilations, usually in 4 or 5 different locations. Usually these are open range cattle. These weren't being fed cattle. You could tell certain times of the year they would take them because they were open range. They were drinking the water from the rivers and stuff, and that's what they were testing for. Because they couldn't come out and say, hey, Dolly, we blew up 50 million nukes over here. We need to go test for radiation. Do you mind? The fucking country's going to flip the fuck out. They're going to be doing what? You're testing for what?
If we went looking, because nobody reports on this, because they're not agrarian animals, but I'll bet you in order to test this theory, we would probably find deer and bear and other natural animals also being abducted in the same way and being mutilated and left behind. Be harder to find because again, they're not farmed animals. They're not, regulated animals, but they would have to check those animals too. If they're checking, our food source, they're also going to check hunting source because there's still people out there that hunt for deer and other things that are also going to be exposed to those radiation sources.
Well, we know and also people, and there's another way to kind of help you out on this. If you look at cattle mutilations and see where they were, they're west of the Mississippi River. That's where they are. Even though there were a couple of nukes busted east of Mississippi, just not many. I think the Mississippi had 2, and there may have been 2 more besides that. So I don't think those are a big problem, but everything else was west of the Mississippi River. Colorado, New Mexico, Nevada, California.
Hey, Joe, we got a break coming. We got a break.
Oh, yeah, we do. Actually, I queued up the song. I was just freaking around. What were we playing? Oh, we were playing Iris is what we were playing. Okay. Well, we got to go to break, guys and girls. We'll talk
is it the one that's here to add stage you want up?
Yeah, you can go ahead and put it up on the stage. I'm pretty sure that's it because, that's it.
It's a black screen, so I can't tell you.
Yeah, that's it. That's it because let's see what happens when I hit the little button. Okay, killing aliens and stuff like that. I just, how. What's that, Jackie? No, it's that. No, that was a request. Yes, that was Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. Well, lately I've been getting into just artists all night, especially once we know it's not going to get us in trouble. Sorry, something just blew up in my ear there. Let's go. Turn this soccer ball off. Sorry about that. And they just popped up in my ear like, "Hello there, this is a soccer ball." But anyway, welcome back to the chat. I hope everybody's been enjoying it so far.
Hey Joe, Army Vet was wondering why we haven't had any shows lately. We were off for Christmas and New Year's Eve because the show fell on those days. But show that's this past Wednesday.
Yeah, it's a good one. We didn't even get to finish it. We got about halfway through what we were talking about, so we should check that out. Well, we got a couple more abduction stuff, and then I got to get back because I was supposed to be doing some guests right at the beginning of the year, and I got lazy. Yes, I can be honest sometimes. I got lazy.
Hey, Dolly wants to know: have you heard the latest prediction, August 12th?
Oh, I don't know. Say it because I have not a clue.
Me neither.
Maybe. It's so many predictions these days. I don't even like to think about shit like that.
No, what is it? We're dying to know.
Jamie, what are you talking about? Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Are you looking for investigators for Ohio?
I'm always looking for investigators for Ohio. I'm actually got a good person up there I never get a chance to talk to because I've been busy with.
What part of Ohio?
I was just going to ask that, Shawnee.
Good minds think alike there, buddy.
Well, I got family up there.
As soon as
right across the border.
Yeah, you're right next door to it. Dayton. Okay. I got family in Youngstown.
Oh hell, Dayton's over there by Indiana.
Yeah, on the other side of the country.
What, Joe?
I don't know. I just felt like doing it. It felt good.
You're getting mad at us, weren't you?
No, not y'all. I'd get mad at y'all. I'd just say, "Shut the fuck up, crazy bastards."
Welcome back, Heidi.
Getting back on this thing, so because it shows you how desperate ufology gets. Okay, so I come out with this theory, say, okay, and then a couple other people got behind me, was backing up, say, well, that's a damn good theory, Joe. That sounds like what really happened. And then, oh no, ufology can't have that. They the fuckers don't like to change. They're hard-headed and dogmatic. So then they're like, I get a call. Oh, there's all these cattle mutilations in Brazil. I'm like, fuck you, I don't believe you. And next thing you know, there's no nukes in Brazil. So they kept saying it. And guess what? They got busted. So the general down there, it took about 50 of his cows and stuffed them in 3 water towers. And so he could collect the insurance on the cow because even he thought it was a good idea.
They bust them?
Yeah, they busted him. They found him in the cow. It got to stinking so bad. I think it got to bubbling in the water and shit and popped the side of one of the things that, they busted him hardcore. And then there was, of course, the kid mutilation also in Brazil, the fiery mutilation where they did this. This was pretty good when I seen the initial reports on it. And even some of the video was pretty good. I was like, this is pretty good. So I called a friend of mine and said, hey. And she said, oh, you called me about that dead. She already knew what I was calling about, motherfucker. And I'm like, he said, yeah, no, it's fake. He said one of the guys, some guy from the military, and the guy was legit. The guy who did it was legit, but the thing wasn't legit. The fetus wasn't. And there was 3 or 4 you could check. There was 3 or 4 things. The military army had checked the fetus, and 2 different governments had checked it. So it turned out to be fake. It actually didn't turn out to be fake. It turned out to be something else. I forgot what animal it was, but they said it was a human fetus, and it had been mutilated and tried to be conformed into an alien or some shit. There's a lot of that stuff that goes on.
Well, they did the same thing to the Montauk creature. They debunked it with was it a raccoon or a coyote? I forget. It was a regular just East Coast creature that the way that the face eroded, it started to look like it was bird-like with the beak, but it was actually the underlying bone where the actual nose and muzzle had actually weared away to make it look like it was some other type of pathology or creature. Did you see Dolly's prediction though for the 12th? Loss of gravity worldwide for 29 to 40 seconds due to 2 quasars.
Ooh, I hope I'm inside when that happens. It's my house is on a pylon, so it's connected to the house and the ground. The rest of you poor bastards may be in orbit. 40 seconds is enough to get pretty high.
Yeah, it would fuck up a lot of people.
If it was like prime time in Asia, man, you'd it'd be like 500 million people killed, maybe 700 million.
Yeah, I mean, you really need to be on a mountain or under a mountain to be unaffected.
No, I mean, if you were in an office building or something along those lines, you'd be all right. But because
the office building is connected to the Earth. If the Earth is coming off of the Earth, the building's going with it.
Well,
the mountain goes a little bit deeper than the dirt.
The Earth, the top of the Earth won't be coming off. Not on something like that. It shouldn't anyway. And you might start losing trees and shit like that, but the primary soil should stay.
I'll bet you all the snow caps and all the mountains will come off.
Oh yeah, that'll be gone. There'll be a lot of that little shit going. Might be some small cars flying off.
I'll bet you every ski hill from here to the other side of the planet will have to rebuild all of their lift systems because they'll be destroyed.
Well, it would be a rough ride. I mean, it just depends where you are. But if you're out in the streets and there's nothing to hold on to, more than likely you're going to be dead. 29 seconds and you're over water, you might survive. 40 seconds, you're probably going to die. Yeah, that's 400 or 500 feet easy. Think of it this way, people. Flip it upside down, and you're falling down at 30 feet per second. So you'd be
33 feet per second.
No, it's not. Make it complicated. 30 feet per second. So you'd be falling up at 30 feet per second. You do the math. How many feet is that per second? Okay, how many feet? Yeah. At 30 seconds. So at 30 seconds, how many feet have you fallen?
Yeah. So the way it works is if you're falling up in that factor, you're going to go up 33 feet. And that's you're going to go up 1 foot, and it's 33 feet a second. So 1 foot, and the next foot is 68 feet per second, and then 99, and just exponentially. And then by the time the gravity kicks back in, you're going to reverse that. So however fast you went going up, that's how fast you are going to when you hit the ground coming down.
And you're going to be at least 700 or 800 feet. So let's just say you'll be splat is what you'll be.
You probably won't splat, but you probably, if you survive, you'll be like a bag of sand.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to survive a 900-foot drop with nothing.
Well, there's
water. Yeah, if you
land
on
one video
water.
though. There's one video though, Joe, where the guy is coming down with he's got a parachute. His parachute didn't deploy correctly. It's tangled in his legs. You can see him on the way down. He's struggling trying to get it out from under his leg on the way down. But as he comes down, there's a tree line in the video. So he comes down, he hits the ground in front of the tree line, bounces up above the trees, and then comes down again, bounces about halfway up the trees, and then bounces 2 more times. And he didn't walk away, but he survived.
No, he must have been some type of clay soil. That's anything hard, you're going to be dead.
He bounced 4 times.
So I'm saying he must have been some type of clay soil. Clay is very rubbery. It's got a lot of water in it, so he gives.
He broke nearly every bone in his body, so it wasn't that rubbery.
Yeah, I tell you, man, it's pretty rubbery, man. You falling down like that. You getting a bounce. It's like a basketball bounce. You got to have a little rubbery.
He did survive it.
There.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. Who knows where he hit? I don't know, but that guy survived.
Well, I'm hoping Darling, that
I'm just saying that the tensile strength of human skin is pretty good. I think you'd have to be going a little bit higher and a little bit faster before you would splatter into like a bloody sponge mark or something.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you the secret. I seen a guy get killed in the Navy, sitting in a blast seat in an ejection seat when his foot caught the cord. It's only about 18 feet from that seat to that cord, and he splattered, my friend. He splattered, and I hate to even think about it. He splattered like it was disgusting. I mean, his whole body. What it was, and this is what was so creepy about it. The way he hit, so like all of this splattered, and all of this was still intact. So it was like whatever hit the hanger, splattered, and the rest was still left intact. It was gross, Jay. I was only 18 at the time too. It left an impression on my brain for a while.
Yeah, no, I seen a dude cut in half when I was 16, 17. So yeah, I'm right there with you.
That kind of shit just leaves her.
That's the kind of shit that gives you PTSD for the rest of your life.
But that's the kind of shit. The guy who didn't check for the pins coming, that was riding high brakes on a plane, didn't check for the pins before they switched. He got like 20 years in Leavenworth. Wow. They were like, fuck you, man. You don't, it's not a kind
you
of
got somebody killed. Yeah.
Because the first thing you do
rock for the rest of your life.
So anytime I bring in a plane, first thing I do is I'd get all my little red flags and I'd walk around the plane. Plug, putting in fucking pins in. And you knew exactly how many pins you had, exactly how many things were going. Pin, 34. I'm done. Go around doing its physical inspection, make sure nothing fine outside, check them out.
Wait, why do I have an extra pin? Holy fuck,
that's right.
What did I miss?
Then you don't get in the fucking plane until you find out where that pin goes. And then
where you lost that other pin. Yeah, where you lost it, right. Yeah.
So after everything's in, you get in the plane. That way, because there's for the ejection seat, there's a pin that goes through the bottom of the ejection lever, so it can't be pulled. And that's what happened to that guy. When he went to get out of the plane, his foot caught, because it was like a V shape. His foot caught the thing and just and it comes out. The whole seat comes out. It's not just like a thing. And the seat's big, a couple of 400 or 500 pounds itself.
Yeah, it just got 4 or 5 rockets on it too.
Yeah, it just mushed his ass. It was horrible to watch. It's I even watched veteran pilots black out from that shit. Just pass right the fuck out. I was like, well, but you the pros, man. We just the rookies. You can't do that kind of shit. Micro Nova would be interesting. Dolly, they talk about those not CERN, but the 2 ones they have in Louisiana talk about creating mini black holes all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're stupid as humans. We're like dumb. It's like a monkey.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like a good idea to make one of those. But what if it gets out of hand and becomes not a micro black hole?
But and that's the thing. Okay,
they want to keep eating microscopic things until it's no longer microscopic.
Yes, let's give the chimpanzee a laser gun and see what the fuck happens.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just. There's so many things, so many ways for us to just cap our own selves before we even get to be anything. Randy, the aliens are fully functionally aware of us. They know what our capabilities are. And look, it's not up to them if we make it or not. It's up to us.
They know exactly how much technology to give us to hang our own selves and see if we survive or not.
I have never talked to any advanced contactee that wouldn't tell you, look, they want to see us join the galactic consciousness, but they're not going to shove us and not going to help us. And if we fuck it up, well, we won't be the first species that did such. Well, because I wouldn't call it a non-interference clause because the fuckers interfere all the time.
Yes.
But let me put it this way. Did they interfere for Fukushima? Oh, they did not. Did they interfere?
They were in the area, though.
No, did they interfere for Chernobyl? Oh, fuck, they did not.
They were in the area, though.
Did they interfere for 3 Mile Island? Oh, fuck, they did not.
And I think they were in the area for that, too, but I'm not sure.
Were they there when we nuked 2 of Japan's cities? Did they help us clean up any of that? No, they did not. So, yeah, we have to grow up. That's 100% the point I'm trying to make, Dolly. It's up to us at this point. It's no longer up to them. They snuck us in some technology. Okay, to be honest with you, I don't think there would have been a computer generation without the extraterrestrials. Whatever, because when I see that, every time I see that clip from Roswell's paper, or that thing that looks like a microchip, I realize right then and there, that's probably where the microchip came from. I'm not saying you couldn't go from tube to solid state. It's not impossible because they're both silicone, but still, it's a big leap. It's a big leap in such a short time.
It's literally like going from napped glass spear points to the Folsom point.
Yeah, it's just a big thing, guys. So anyway, fear not. As a species, I think for the most part, if we don't start World War III, I think we'll get there. But my problem really is not the ET, not anything else. Is how do you unite this fucked up planet?
You can't.
You're not going to let us in today. Well, then we can never get in. We have to be united. I'm sure that's what
a unifying event, whatever it is.
There has to be a one world government, and I know U.S. is never going to give up to China or Russia, and Russia eventually can be forced into one government. China, on the other hand, may take a war. I agree with you. Tell the truth would help. You know what? Dolly got a point. If you could get the evidence and the ETs to go along with it, and you could prove all at one sweeping fucking time that they are here, that they are watching, and the only way you can get to hang out with them is to be a one world government, that would turn the people against the governments. Somewhere along the line, they would have to form a one world government because every motherfucker on the planet would be pissed. Everyone, even the religious people would be pissed because they've just been out shit, and that would just make the religious people wonder what the fuck they've been being lied to about.
Mish says, what about the microchips they have found in solid rock in Russia?
Yeah, goo parts. We were talking about those the other night.
Yeah, we got into the out of place artifacts the other night. It's you got to wonder where they come from. A lot of these that are being found in cold and stuff are 30 million, 50 million, 60 million years old. And now
one of the things they found was 300 million years.
And then all of a sudden we have decided that we're not going to wait, how did they put it? Shit, I forgot how they put it. With one of our new technology. Oh, never mind. Okay, we can't talk about that. Boop, boop. Sorry, guys. Big teaser for another show. How's that?
The Wednesday show.
No.
Maybe that happens. We get a lot of stuff on Wednesday. We can't talk about it here. We'll come back on Friday.
This will be Wednesday of like 33 or something.
Oh.
This won't be any soon Wednesdays. No.
What do you mean you don't want to reveal the results of Super Bowl 3033? Come on.
It's well, yeah. We really,
I guarantee you this though. If
wait a minute.
If I was that kid and I got that book, you bet your ass I'm taking that. And I wouldn't be that foolish with it, but you bet your ass I'm betting on.
Here's the deal. This is how dumb we are. This is how dumb we are. Okay, if you died and God said, "Here's the results to the horse races for the next day," okay, and you had all the winners, right? We'd still not bet that paper. We would go with our own judgment. That's why we're all stupid. Think about it. You had the answers. You had the horses, and sure, you hit 2 or 3 races big, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Hey, I can do this," and throw away that paper that God gave you. You know what I mean? And then we end up losing.
That would be stupid, yeah.
And that's how dumb we are. Seriously.
Yes. If you don't think God's an extraterrestrial fucking with us,
don't even go with God. I get don't go there, man. Don't go there.
I knew I'd get his ass.
Go there.
I knew I'd get his ass.
Don't go there.
You don't know what a fucking extraterrestrial is, man.
Instead of saying God, why don't we just say the Wicked Witch of the East?
No.
Be careful.
Hey, look, man. I don't know what God identifies as. I'm confused.
Yeah, and by the way, Sean may not know, God actually died last Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Eric von Däniken passed away last Saturday on the 10th.
Man, my life is spiritual. You know what I mean? My life is spiritual.
Everybody should be spiritual. It's good to have a good spiritual in your life.
Yes.
It's not good to be ignorant, but it's good to be spiritual.
I smoked some spiritual stuff earlier this afternoon.
Okay, that's not spiritual. That's fucked up. Is what that is. That's no. So Jamie, so really and truly, no. When people ask me what religion is, I always tell them the same thing. I'm a very spiritual individual, but I'm not religious. I got my ass paddled so many times in Catholic school. It wasn't even funny. And I
My
still
knuckles.
remember getting.
I literally, guys, had a nun call my house to talk to my mother, and my mother hated talking on the phone at dinner time. And my mother was just about to eat dinner. She was just literally about to sit down and start her dinner when the teacher from my school, who was a nun, once again, cursive teacher, taught us how to write in cursive. She calls up, and I hear my mom going, "Oh, his handwriting sucks, does it? Okay. Well, why don't you stop hitting his hand with a ruler, and then his handwriting will improve." Click. No goodbye. Just stop hitting my son's hand with a ruler. Click.
And my mom goes,
that was your cursive teacher.
You know
Stop
what?
Making people laugh.
You got punished by the nuns, and then when you went home, you got it worse from your parents.
They threw me under the bus by calling up and saying your son's handwriting sucks because we're hitting him in the hand every other 20 minutes because he's making the class laugh.
Yeah, it's
oh my god.
Catholic school was a pain in the ass, to say the least.
Well, when we were going to school, though, guys, we had people today don't realize we had corporal punishment. Public schools, they could smack your child if your child got out of hand.
We did.
They couldn't any school, Catholic, private.
Yeah,
and even when I was in high school, they could still use the paddle. I remember it was a big thing because they were trying to get it where they couldn't cut the holes in the paddle anymore.
Yeah, because that makes it more hurt.
That hurt. Coach, that hurts so bad.
You're not a big coach. You just lift your whole ass up off the ground with that thing. You hear it coming. You're like, okay, whatever. You win this argument. You got round one, motherfucker. This is not over with yet.
Yeah.
It's but my mom was the same way. Oh, I told her one time because she had to go to school for something, and the principal was telling some of the shit I'd been getting into. And she said, "And why haven't I heard about this?" Well, he takes this paddle instead of telling you. She goes, "And what the fuck is that?" She got so pissed. The little principal guy was running down the hallway. She's going to kick his ass. She's like, "Oh, no. She went and got a lawyer and everything." She's like, "Oh, what the fuck is this, man?" I didn't get permission for this. And I remember the guy told her, "Well, the kid can choose. He's in high school. He can choose what he wants to." No, he cannot. I'm his fucking mom. Yeah, because I skipped out 36 days and nobody caught me.
Oh, wow.
Only reason I got in trouble was my dad passed, and I had found out, so I had to go to school to get some stuff to go. And I came in, and they were like, "Well,
where you been for a month?"
Well, no. She's like, "Well, you're already checked in." I said, "Am I?" It must be an error. And then they went and looked and realized how long I had. Might have even been a little longer than that. It's no, I was pissed at the world, people. I wasn't trying to be mean to school. I was just pissed. My dad was just pissed. Yeah, it wasn't nothing more than that. I was known just to walk up and punch people inside the head because I was just pissed. Oh yeah, it took me having a kid to calm down, actually. And even then, I was still. That's why I quit drinking. Yeah, when my son was born, I quit drinking. Well, because I had a bad temper, and I was scared. I'd been out all night. He come jump into bed acting like an idiot, and I'd do something stupid, so I quit drinking. I've been lucky in life in the fact that I've been able to quit things cold turkey without a big hubbub. But I don't make a big deal out of it because I got too many friends that I held their hand while they were going through rehab for numerous different alcohol, drug, or whatever else. That's why I said I've been lucky. I have been truly lucky on that. I remember when I quit smoking cigarettes, Linda looked at me like, "You just quit?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And cigarettes, actually, guys, was probably the hardest thing I had to quit. Alcohol wasn't shit compared to cigarettes.
Oh my God, I've spoken to so many heroin addicts, crack addicts, meth heads, and my sister too. My sister is she's a trained. She doesn't do it right now. She's sick. She is not able to work. But when she was working, she was a counselor for addiction. She's an addiction counselor, and the same story across the board. It doesn't matter what they were addicted to. They have always said to me they've had an easier time getting off of heroin or crack or whatever than they did getting off of cigarettes.
Fucking because cigarettes was designed to get you addicted. I mean, it was everything about them fucking things were designed.
Well, and then they're also saying the same thing about the additives in our food, our highly over processed food and all that they're putting additives and things in it without our consent or knowledge in many cases, things that were designed to make it taste more yummy and create a more of an addiction so that you come back to that food more than any other.
Yeah, here we're selling all of that stuff to Canada now.
Yeah, well, if you need cannon fodder for the war ahead, then yes, definitely.
We love our Canadian slaves. They're cool. What was that? What was that, Jamie?
That's funny.
No, I gotta be nice Canadians, man. Our station manager's up there. Should come down here and kick me or something.
That should bite your neck, dude. We got to get her a new coffin. Joe, we have to buy her a new coffin, is what we need.
Maybe. I don't know. She's been a bit cranky. Maybe we get her one.
Get her a new coffin, yeah.
Yes. I mean, I told you she's been having, vampiric wanting to bite somebody lately. So I don't know, guys. I don't think you want to get bit by her. It don't look like it's gonna be all that fun. I'm just saying ahead of time, man. Whatever little fantasies you boys got out there, you little girls got, you might not want to change that fantasy. What do you mean, alien? People want to make contact out to be so much worse than it is. It is kind of like coming out the closet, but if you're in a life or in a family where you can do this, it's great. It will help you learn all sorts of stuff that you can't learn any other place. But if you're not in a place where it's conducive, all it's going to just cause trouble. If you got a spouse that doesn't believe or doesn't understand, you have children that think you're crazy, especially older children, it's going to make it hard in your life. Every time you say alien, they're going to look at you like, oh, mom's crazy. Jobs, careers. I've had friends get fired over. I got fired over. It's because the world's not ready for the truth. They don't want to know, for the most part, that there are advanced extraterrestrials coming and going from our planet, like we come and go from Walmart or whatever store you shop at. No, I can't afford Walmart, man. They're too fucking expensive.
Who now you can't afford?
Hey, they're expensive down here.
Walmart, man. Yeah, they've gone up.
They're outrageous, man. I'd rather shop in the local markets all the time. Well, because most of them are actually cheaper and the product's fresher. Walmart, you never know where anything's coming from. Oh yeah, that came from where? Venezuela. Oh, what they're trying to kill us down there. Well, we don't want that freaking beef. Send that shit back.
Here's what's scary about cryovac beef or any cryovac food like chicken or lamb or whatever. They shoot carbon monoxide in there to keep the color on the meat. They do.
Oh, wow.
Yes. You can smell it when you open it, man. They'll start rising, right? And it'd be like a real big bubble. You poke it, man. You better have like a gas mask because it stinks.
The hell with that, man. So you may get some real shit up in here. It's because Jack, I mean, there are so many fake things out there now. In 50 years, you're not gonna know what you eat. No, you're not gonna know what you eat. It'll probably be like Solvent Green, just look like a Big Mac. And before anybody asks, if you don't know what Solvent Green is, go watch the movie. Yes. Just go watch the movie, yes. That's when they take your bodies and turn it into food. They just don't tell you that's what they're doing. Yeah. You could be like, Jack Burger Mac. Well, that's the thing. They got a lot of these new fake beefs. They got a lot of these new fake steaks. They got a lot of new fake chicken, fake pork.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course they are. But you know what they used to do in the real olden days when my mom was young? They would go to a butcher shop and the ground meat was so brown that they would actually put red food dye to make it look red.
Oh, yeah, because beef's supposed to be brown.
Of course it's supposed to be, because no oxygen is getting in there, dude.
Yeah, I remember the first time I went to a slaughterhouse. We went to go pick up some beef, I'm like, Grandpa, it's all brown. Looks like it's all rotten. And the butcher looked at me and said, "What are you, stupid kid?" And I'm like, "No, sir, I just don't understand." He said, "No, this is the real color of beef." He said, he said they either use dye or bleach to make it red. I'm like, bleach?
Red dye. And
I was like, okay, well.
But you know what's funny, Joe? What's funny, Joe, is that the older people that shop, they always ask me, "Did you put red dye in this ground meat? Did you put red dye in this ground meat?" I said, "Ma'am, if I put red dye in that meat, I would be fired. I would be fired. Probably go to jail." You know?
Yeah. And even today, there are places you can go buy beef and it'll be red on top, brown inside. You know, but then people see that and instantly think the beef's bad. It's not, but they instantly go there.
Mish, I did too. I worked on the kill floor where they killed cows. Yep. You know how they shoot hogs up here? With a gun, with a 22, right in between the eyes. The farmers do. Yep.
Wow, they must have some thin head ass fucking cows, man. I mean, pigs. Shit, we had hogs. You couldn't shoot them in fucking head with a 357.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Most
hunters carry a 44 Magnum revolver just for such a pig attack, hog attack.
I remember we went to go slaughter two, and my grandpa got out the 357, walked up point blank, and fucker just looked at him like he was stupid.
Yeah. No, you're right. That it is a law here in the United States that you cannot kill the cow before you gut it. You got to stun it. So that's how they do it. They stun the beef. Yep. They stun it. But here's the crazy part about that, right? So if you have a cow, like he knows he's going to get zapped, right? He'll tense his muscles, okay? And then when they cut it open or whenever they break it down, half of we'll go T-bone. The strip side is totally dark, but the fillet is really red. It's it's the truth.
Weird.
I don't know, Shell. It's been like that for a long time. You're not allowed. Only in kill floors can you cut them, especially when all the rabbis would come and kill the cow. You know, you could do it, but when it's like mandatory, where you got these big processing centers, they zap them, and then they get them. That's what they do.
So basically, you're giving the cow a vivisection.
They don't do that with the Islamic version, though. They just run a knife across its throat. It's really disgusting.
Yep, yes, they do. And that's the one thing that pisses me off the most is when the rabbis would come in and their knives that they had, whatever they used, weren't sharp. You know what I mean? And they put that cow in so much pain, man. Honest to God. And then one time when I was working on the kill floor, Mish, this is a true story. Some guy brought in like 5 goats. And man, you could actually see the tears, Joe. Honest to God, you could see the tears coming from the goats. And that's no lie.
Yeah, because they knew it was going to happen. Most animals do know it's going to happen. They were talking about them out in the pens, out in the yard. They know it's coming.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
And then after that, Jay and Joe, I quit doing the kill floor.
I couldn't do it.
I quit. No, couldn't. That's why I cannot go hunting, because if I saw Bambi or Bambi's mom, I couldn't shoot it. I'd tell her, go away, go away, go away.
I think I could do a bird hunt, and that we attempted one. But what happened when we went on our first bird hunt? When the guy sent us out, another group went out before us, and they went to the wrong field. They went and took our field, so what we paid for, they shot, and they took their birds and our birds. And we were walking around in the field they were supposed to be in, and there was nothing in it.
I've been like, hey, motherfucker, you better give me my money back. You see this 12 gauge right here?
Do they have state game lands down there in New Orleans?
They have, but down here there's so much open hunting. So many places you can hunt. I mean, northern Mississippi, the whole entire state's just woods. Alabama's like that, Louisiana's like that. So
I'll tell you what happened. Yeah. I'll tell you what happened this past deer season this year. The bucks were really hiding because nobody, I mean, people got bucks, but not as many as, the Fish and Game Commission thought they would get. Them suckers are hiding, dude. They're hiding.
They get used to the humans too. They outperform. But I've hunted deer a lot of different ways. My favorite way is horseback because they don't even know you're there. And a horseback with a crossbow, you can kill as many deer as you want. They just don't know you're there. All they do is hear the other one hit the ground. They think it's going to sleep. The horse's master smell of the human odor, and the crossbow makes no noise. First time I went on one of those, it weirded me out. I walked up in the deer, and I thought for sure I was just waiting for the deer to start scattering and be half hanging off the horse trying to shoot. And I basically walked to the side of the deer, did. Walked up to the other, did. Which was you're only allowed to take 2, but there was 5 of us that day. We took 10 deer.
Yeah, plus you didn't have to drag their asses out. All you do is throw them over the horse, right?
Yeah, well, we actually field clean them first. We field dress them and leave all that back for the whatever animals are going to eat it, and then we pack everything in this plastic. We throw them on the horses, and away we go. And usually we'll have them on ice within a half an hour, and headed home after that to do the real cleanup cuts. Yeah. Cut the back straps. I cut everything where it should be, and I got pretty good at it for a while, but I just I don't know, for somewhere along the line I just lost my will to hunt. Wasn't any particular reason, wasn't any event. It was just I figured, what the fuck, I'm not, I don't need to go hunt to get food.
Well, here in Pennsylvania, deer season is like a rite of passage for young kids. They close down schools. They close schools down so that kids can go deer hunting. That's the truth.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's a good thing. That's how it was where I grew up. My son, I never made him hunt. I made him go fishing and stuff like that. But I was like, if you want to go hunt, I said, if you really want to hunt, I'll teach you how to hunt. I said, but there's no, killing Bambi is killing Bambi. It's like with Hydra, where you got to kill your dog after you've been through your course. Do you really want? And especially if you've seen the cartoon Bambi, do you really want to shoot him? I will, but I like it. Fucking deer taste good, man.
Yeah, they do.
A few times I've had venison, I'm not a fan of it, so I don't see the point of wanting to go.
Because first off, you called it venison, which tells me right off the bat they're using that vinegar shit in it. See, there's a lot of ways to do to deer, but most people want to go in and soak it in that fucking vinegar. Well, I got to get rid of the wild taste. What wild taste? Where's this deer been living? You don't need to do any of that. All that does is fuck up the way it tastes. That's some stupid old timer thought he was going to make it taste more like a cow or something. Venison is good. I've eaten venison. I've eaten deer meat within 45 minutes of killing on the backstrap filet side. Man, shit, tender, juicy, delicious. And you know what? I didn't even have an inkling of conscious problem with it.
No.
I'm thinking it didn't even bother me a little bit.
Someone would have to kill the deer and give me the beef meat after they process it. And
I couldn't process the animal.
I got a guy who I work with gives me deer meat every month, and it is so.
Well, see, down here you can stop at any of the whatchamacallits. They usually have deer meat you can buy. Any of the slaughterhouses, they usually have deer meat on hand that you can buy. And Mississippi has a center where I guess they're thinning the herd because the fucking deer herds are getting big in Mississippi now. Even though they had that deer disease and they're still getting big. But you can go to any one of those, and a lot of times you can do a deer for you for like $100 or something, get the whole deer. It's and they got rules about donating. You can go find one and donate it to old folks' home so they can eat it. People, deer meat is low in cholesterol. It's juicy meat. It's got a good flavor to it. Only trick about deer meat is if them fucking mud bottom deer, which y'all don't have up north, but them mud bottom deer got a nasty taste to them. It's
mud bottom deer? I never heard of that.
No, they're just white-tailed deer, but they live in the bottom of the swamp. And sometimes they're mule deer, sometimes they're white-tailed deer, but they get something way down in the bottom of the swamp. Whatever greens they're eating, it's got a nasty flavor to it. But the ones like in northern Mississippi or the ones up here at JS, not far from where I live, they're feeding on soybean and rye and sweet flavors and nice grasses, and there is nothing nasty. So the meat is fabulous. Now, where I used to live when I was a kid and used to hunt them, we used to put a soybean patch out and a mushmelon patch out.
Oh, felfra.
Yeah, that mushmelon. So what we do is we'd feed them that mushmelon until they pooped gold, and then we'd kill
them. We feed them alfalfa up here.
Yeah, so oh no, Jimmy, you're thinking about cows. So when we would butcher cow, we'd put them on it was a sweet molasses mix, grains is what it was, and we'd put them on that until they were pooping just that, and then once they were, we'd take them to slaughterhouse and slaughter. Yeah, my grandpa would slaughter everything but a cow. They did many big hogs. They didn't do cows. They'd always bring them to the slaughterhouse. Somebody of theirs up there gave him some kind of deal. They'd bring like three cows and give him like a quarter cow, a half cow, or something. Yep. He'd do all the rest of them for him.
I remember when you could go to the farmer and get, when you would buy a side or a quarter, it was like $1.10 a pound. Now it's like $4.50, $5 a pound now. Yeah. Buying a cow will cost you, I mean, they butcher it and kill it and wrap it all up, will cost you about close to $3,000 to $4,000.
Yep, $3 to $4 grand. That's about right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can go buy a calf for $400 or $500, a nice one too, and but then you got to feed the bitch for 2 years, and until it's ready to slaughter. The only difference is it's still going to cost you about the same. It's just you may have a more control over the flavor of the cow. Yeah, because you're going to be feeding it whatever you're going to be feeding it. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, it's 1.25 acres per cow. If you want to keep them on open range, yeah.
Hey Joe, we're due to have our last break.
Oh, we do have another break. What do we got? I had something queued up. What did I do with it? I was playing around with it a minute ago. Eureka? No. Oh, you mean TV series Eureka? Yeah, I liked it. It was funny. It was goofy. It was different. It was just a goofy sci-fi town. Yeah, and actually, there's a real town called Eureka in California. Yes, I know. Isn't that weird?
Sorry.
That's okay. They inhale and jump. No, we're not playing jump. Sorry. Oh. I'll be. My foot's bad. I'll be jumping out the chair and shit. I can't have that going on. No, man. Oh, you know what? We're gonna let the skinny girl dance right here. Here we go. Let's turn this on. No, wait for the commercial. You drink Red Bull? What? Oh shit! I'm scared of heights. What the hell? Hey man, get off me, man. I was walking. That's right, baby. Slap him around. Hey, ask you that.
I like that song.
That's
Yeah,
very.
it's pretty cool.
That was a pretty cool song.
It's we have a collection of dance music on here where there's just people going around dancing to different music. Yes, no, we have to turn you off, Greg. You're giving me a weird sound in my ear there, but no, we just have a collection of them that we keep and for watching, goofing around, stuff like that. Okay, what is this? Okay, what do I look like here? Hey,
I don't see you. There you go.
Hey, well, this is different. I don't know. Bob's not liking this, and now he's all happy. You can see him back there. Let's see what this one says. There's Shawnee. Does it slide? No, it don't slide. What kind of crap is this? Oh, wait, it does slide. Oh, look, it slides. Hey, where am I at? Oh, yeah. We keep finding weird stuff on the screen. Okay. Where were we? So another weird topic. I'm watching this thing on San Francisco, and what kind of piece of crap, what kind of crap hole city it is. It's good, Dong, because isn't that where the Chinese theater is in San Francisco and LA? But the thing about it is, so they do this big thing. They're going to build bathrooms because everybody's shitting on the streets, and your chances actually stepping in human feces in San Francisco is 1 in 2. So that means every other step you got a chance of stepping in shit.
1 in 2 steps.
1 in 2 steps. So
that's disgusting.
That is. So they commissioned this. They're going to build these bathrooms and all this stuff. So $1.7 million, right?
This is because of the homeless?
Yeah, just because they just shit all over, do whatever they want. So they're going to build these bathrooms. So they go in, they get everything. They're going to build the bathroom. Each bathroom is going to cost $1.7 million. So San Francisco says, well, we can't do that. So then this guy comes in out of the blue, this billionaire says, okay, I will pay for the bathrooms. So we don't need all this other stuff. So by the time they got through with all the commissions and everything, it was going to be $2 million a bathroom. So it fucking went up.
Wow.
Yeah, shit. They're going to try to fleece this guy for another $3 million.
So the guy went. And now, of course, we have no bathrooms in San Francisco. So
they're trying to fleece it for another $300,000, right?
Anybody don't know the relevance of the story. San Francisco, for the last 4 or 5 years, the homeless just shit wherever they want to, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't arrest them or anything. They got like rich people jars and shit. They shit in front of stores.
Well, they can arrest them, but they roll out of jail within 24 to 48 hours. Anyway.
No, they can't arrest them anymore. San Francisco said they have the right to shit and piss wherever they want.
Oh man!
According to who? Under what law?
Under San Francisco law.
Oh my god!
When the woke go woke, baby, they go woke.
Oh, no, they don't go woke. They go broke.
I mean,
they're gonna go broke. And
I don't know.
Shit up, literally.
All I know for sure is once you visit San Francisco, you're probably not going to go back now.
I don't even want to go now.
I went there twice when I was younger, way younger, and it was a pretty city. It was a nice city, and it had a lot of
stuff. I was in the airport once,
but now it's just a shithole, a literal shithole. Well, John, when I was in LA, so when you leave so this is what's weird about LA. You can stay in LA, like if you're filming or something, and be staying at one of the hotels near the airport. And all your needs will be met, and then they'll just pick you up and go whatever the site is and bring you back. And you'll usually see some homeless people. But when I'm hanging out with John and them, I hop in the car, they pick us up, we drive through town and then to Los Angeles because, people look at LA, oh, that's the city. Well, no, actually, that's the fucking airport. The city's over there. Yeah. It looks like a city, but no, the city's actually over there. Right. So the whole ride, you're going through some pretty decent neighborhoods. You're going through some shabby ones, but you're going through some decent neighborhoods. And there are tents, and there are other people. And there's people on the high side of the street, cigarettes flying all over and shit. Drugs. People with gates and shotgun things in their yards. I mean, they got it so bad. Some places people can't even get into their driveways because the trailers and shit just go across and pull that part for their driveway. So that means you got to park somewhere else and walk into your house or take an Uber or something, which doesn't sound real exciting to me.
No.
And there's a lot of homeless.
What if you have a lot of groceries to bring in? You got to park a block away? Screw that.
Are you going to walk through that pack of people with a thing of groceries in your hand? That's suicide.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, if you can't park near your house, how are you going to get your groceries in?
So, and we were riding, and I remember when the girls were talking about how pathetic it was and all this other thing. She said, well, what would you do, Joe? I said, I'd have Martha strapped to my side, and the first stupid motherfucker that tried to take my groceries would be meeting God. I said, matter of fact, I would probably have a little tape running on my phone saying, if you want to meet God, fuck with me. And she's like, what? I said, oh, yeah. I said in South, we don't fuck with this kind of shit. We shoot people over this kind of shit. She said, but you're here. I said, yeah, I'll only be here until they extradite me back to Louisiana. That'd be fuck y'all. They'll never let me out again. I said, you can't allow this kind of behavior to keep going on. One, you can't have a homeless population that side. That's fucking ridiculous. I mean, Louisiana gets them, and Louisiana's weird. They'll take over under 4 or 5 bridges in New Orleans, and then everybody will start bitching, and then they just go in and mow everything down, take all this shit, put it in the trash, and tell them, go find something to do with yourself. Most of the time, they'll escort them out to the edge of the city and say, adios, amigos.
Yeah.
And they have all kind of YMCA has places, and they got places you can go, but they're not going to let you in there if you're all hyped up on drugs. You can go use any of the shelters, and a lot of them don't charge anything, and they'll help you out, even help you get clean clothes and stuff and take a shower. But not if you're hyped on drugs or alcohol, they ain't letting you in. They'd be like, fuck you, stay out on the street, motherfucker. It's then like right now it's cold down there. They have all kind of extra shelters open right now because they're cold in the rain. But still, it shouldn't be like that. So currently in the country, if I remember correctly, there are 50 places to live for every one person alive in this country. 50.
There's 50. What does it mean? 50 places? 50 different
50 different places to live. It could be a hotel. It could be an apartment. It could be anything. It could be anything. 50 different places per person. And some say the count's actually higher than that because they don't want to count all those hotels down in Florida and California and shit, Louisiana.
And how did they come to this number, this conclusion?
Well, they know how many houses are built in the United States and how many apartment complexes are built in the United States. They know how many are in each one. They also know how many trailers are sold, how many places like that are for rent, how many hotels they are, what's their average rental of the year. They know all of that shit. All that shit's, they've got all that data.
So basically what you're saying is that there's 50 places for each individual to live because there's no one living in these other places?
Yes, there's no one living in it.
Wow.
They're not being used. They're not being rented. They're just there.
Right. Jesus.
And you don't, it's funny, but right now, if you took a ride down any Florida beach where the rentals are, no one's there. Now, granted, these are multi-million-dollar homes. And you just don't want to give them to Joe Blow, but they can house 10, 15, 20 people. The government could be renting them and paying for 20 at a time there. Or that whole entire section could probably house 40 or 50,000 people where it normally houses 4,000 or 5,000. Rich, stinking richy people. No, Jesse, I don't have nothing against rich people. If you earned it and you worked for it, I don't have nothing against it. You little spoiled little rotten brat that mom and daddy gave it to you, and I might give you a little shit. Even if your name is Elon Musk. Yes. Elon!
I don't know who has the best one, Jay or Joe, sound effects tonight. I don't know.
Anyway, moving on. No, Jesse, I love me some Elon. Yes, but sometimes he's frustrating. It's like Trump.
Yeah.
So Trump's going to go start a war with let me get this right. It's going to start a war with Denmark, who is part of, what are they part of? NATO. So it's going to start a war with NATO, but we're like 70% of NATO. So how exactly are we going to have to shoot ourselves?
Well, that's why we got Doomsday Jay Ross here with us to explain it all. Take it away, Jay.
Sounds rough, man.
Take it off. Take off.
So,
come on, Jay.
So what do we want to speculate on?
The end of the world as we know it. Nah, it's not that far going.
I don't. You know, it's not looking good for Trump right now. He is making some aggressive moves. He's. What do we have on? What's the total count now of European forces now on Greenland? Has it moved up from 34?
No, it's supposed to be 9 countries.
Yeah, but the first, I know Germany finally sent 13, but before that, I heard there was 34 English troops. So what are we at, like 47?
I mean, there's only 50,000. What is it? 56,000 people on the whole damn island to start off with.
Right, and they've added 50 troops. With that, I mean, it doesn't seem like they even want to try to, hold it back.
Do you think?
They're egging Trump to come on and take it militarily so we can start a war and end NATO.
Do you actually think that those different countries would want to face off with the United States, knowing what they did over in Venezuela?
Well, first off, they can't. No. So first off, they can't even do that because it makes them look like cowards in the Ukraine. Let's not forget, we got a Ukrainian war going on 3 years in European territory that they have done shit about. And there was a contract with the Ukraine after the last time when he took Crimea that they would defend him, and they didn't. So now they're going to come start a war with the United States over fucking Greenland while Russia's seriously just taking over the Ukraine. Well, that just doesn't even make any fucking sense. It also makes them look like fucking cowards. So they won't start a war with their enemy, but they're going to start a war with their fucking ally. Okay, I don't think that's going to. In the beginning, it might go over, but I don't think long range that's going to go over. People are going to be like, well, wait. I mean, what about Russia? It's what are you going to do about the Ukraine? You're willing to go fight the United States over a country with 53,000 people in it? And what's the Ukraine got? 40 million, I think, 38 million or something.
Something like that, yeah.
The more you get into it, the worse Europe looks. I mean, they're going to be like, oh well, we're going, and then they got to deploy NATO, which is mostly us.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to have to shoot ourselves.
I just don't like that dude from England, man. He's an ass. And he's causing all this shit.
No, not Segway. He's not. He's a pussy.
Not Segway. No.
Whatever his name is.
The guy with the glasses.
I can't think of his name right now, but he's
Stayer or Striker or something.
Yeah, he's a pussy, man. My Chihuahua's got more balls than he's got. And she never girls.
Look, same way with Macron. He's like buddy with that dude from England.
Macron's over there right now. Oh, we're the beast. We're going to take on the United States. Yeah, look at us. We're so tough. And the first time we roll out an Abrams and some F-35s and go, what the fuck are you doing? Mr. Trump, can I give you a blowjob? We'll do it right here in public. Please. Don't probe my ass. The only one's got any balls is Carney from
Canada.
He's over there sucking Xi Jinping's nuts.
Yep.
And then Trump's already told him, I will firmly put my foot up your ass. Yeah, that's what can I say. Trump never liked Carney from the get-go. So the way this should go down is Denmark should concede Greenland as a territory, a joint territory between them and the United States for the mutual defense of Europe and the United States. That will solve that problem.
Yes.
Trump won't be able to talk his way out of that one. That would solve that problem. And probably that's where that's going to end up heading. But meanwhile, we've got the world's eyes trained on this. Here we are looking like we're getting ready to take Cuba.
Yeah.
And if your boy says anything in Colombia, guess what? So Trump needs a firm plan on how he's going to take care of Venezuela. and keep the Democrats off his nuts, and show the American people that this is good for our country and is going to make us lots and lots of money and bring prices down. So if he does that, they'll get off his ass. Cuba, we've been wanting Cuba. Every president that's ever been wants Cuba. So I think we're going to finally just take Cuba. We're just going to say, you know what, Cuba, fuck you.
Yeah. What was it? What was it considered before it went communist? Was it part of our territories at that point?
I don't know what it was. It couldn't have been a territory because that would have been an act of war. So it had to have been an independent island.
I guess, yeah.
Because I remember there was, if you ever watch any of the old movies from the 20s and 30s, they spent a lot of time down in Havana.
Yes.
Havana was a thing. Havana, you got songs written about Havana. So, now it's not, but it would be again. I mean, it would be like the Keys on steroids.
Yeah.
And it's only like an hour flight out of Miami. New York, it's a straight down the coast flight, probably 7 or 8 hours, but still, boom, yeah, I'm in Havana.
I think it's 90 miles. 90 miles.
It's 90 miles from the coast of Florida, yes.
Well, we have Guantanamo Bay, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
All right, then just have. So if we put a base down there, man. But I was down there, Joe, for sea trials. This is no shit. If you go up on the roofs on the barracks up there, you can actually see missiles from Cuba pointed right at Guantanamo Bay.
Oh, I don't doubt that either. They fucking hate Americans, or their leadership did. But what they ought to do with Cuba is take Raul out, let the granddaughter take over. She wants to be a democracy anyway, and help her to become a democracy.
You mean he's duking it out with his granddaughter?
Well, no, she's next in line for to take over. Oh. She's not doing anything. She knows when he dies, and he knows when he dies, she gets it. He don't want to kill her because I think she's the last of the Castros, or last in line. So I think he wants to make sure. I can't remember her name now. But all that shit changes too. Raul might have got married, had some kids, might have a bitch going to run the country till his kid gets older. You never know how that goes. But last I had heard that she was next in line for succession, and when he died, she would become the ruler of Cuba, and that she would seek territory hood from the United States and slowly bring Cuba back into a democracy.
Oh, that's good. That actually sounds good.
How's that girl over in Venezuela? Is she doing any good?
She came over and gave Trump a blowjob and gave him the Nobel Peace.
Yeah,
he's talking about the VP over there.
Yeah, the VP. Yeah.
Oh, she did the same thing too. Oh, Mr. Trump, you perfect height. You remind me of you, my daughter there. We all about the same height. I'm sorry.
Is she doing any good over there though?
She ain't doing shit because she don't know what to do because Trump won't tell her, and she's got to just chill. Iran's just got to chill. I mean, the president said thank you for not killing 800 people in Iran, so I'm not even sure what that was. Trump has got a weird sensibility about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, because I think what was going on the past recent week, I mean, one of the Iranian guys who try to explain what's going on in Iran always sound like shysters to me. But the one guy said that there was a certain faction of Al Qaeda sponsored terrorists. He didn't actually say that they were Al Qaeda. They were just sponsored by Al Qaeda, but they were ISIS type dudes who were trying to foment the U.S. into a fight there by making it seem like the state police were killing people when they weren't.
Well, I don't know. We're going to find out for sure. I know Israel called Trump and asked him not to go drop missiles. So there's got to be a reason why Israel knows something the United States didn't know, which doesn't surprise me when it comes to the fucking Middle East.
Yeah.
No. So, James, you heard about that. So South Africa told the Chinese and the Russians that Iran couldn't compete in the war games, or they would have to go somewhere else to do it. So
really?
It was North Korea, China, Russia, and the EUB or whatever they call themselves, UBA or whatever the hell they call it, United Arab Emirates. They were there too. hanging out with the Russians and Chinese, thinking they got a shot.
Yeah.
Well, Jeffrey, people like if that kind like to hang together. Hey,
Mark Eddie.
They think they can get what they want. Yeah.
Hey, Mark.
It's evil, Mark. No, that's what they think. They think that they can get what they want. Dictators always hang with dictators because they think they can get what they want out of it. The problem for every dictator on the planet is the United States. Now, if the U.S. don't stop isolating all its allies, it'll be just the United States.
Yeah.
You know what? I would put just the United States against Russia and China. It'd be a hard-fought war, but I think we'd take Russia out in the first fucking 5 days. Russia would have been like, "Oh, we're going back to the Ukraine now." No, you're not. We're wiping you out of fucking existence.
Sorry.
And we take all nuclear capability away from China probably in the first 2 days. I guarantee you 90% of both countries' subs would be at the bottom of the ocean in the first 2 days. There'd be some get away, but most of them would be adios amigos.
If they're smart, they'll run, yeah.
And then we would bait them with big targets like aircraft carriers to get them up and sink their asses then. Well, if you see a big aircraft carrier going through the Strait of Hormuz to the Strait, straits are a dangerous place for big ships. So there's much turnaround room. Yeah, so our submarines are badass. Look, the Russians and Chinese will tell you our submarines are badass. You don't have to take my word for it. They've talked about them before. Yep. And I'm telling you what, Xi Jinping got a hard on for the Ford. Yeah, he's got a big hard on for the Ford. He's like, "Come here, big Ford. I love you long time." I like Xi. No, I do. I'll tell you what I really think should happen on this planet is, I think that Russia and China and India and any big nation should surrender all their military to the United States, along with some personnel to help run them. I think we should start a new type of government with whatever president comes will come from the U.S., but every other thing is elected on the planet. So the Americans would get to elect the world president, and then everybody else would get to elect any other officials. And the reason you have to do it like that is because, frankly, there's 1.4 billion Chinese, 1.4 billion Indians. There'll never be a European or American president if you don't do it any other way. Yeah, it's kind of like, what do we call those things? Like the Electoral College, yes. Yes. No, you don't have to do it forever, but you have to do it for long enough that the planet becomes stable like this country has become. If you get the whole world, even the way we infight with each other, if you get the whole world together like this, then we have a shot. That means, do you know how much? We're talking $3 trillion a year we wouldn't spend on warfare, or maybe $4 trillion because of all the secret programs. $4 trillion spent on cancer. I bet you, if you spend $4 trillion on cancer, you cure it in the first 2 years completely.
Absolutely. If they did like what's his name, like Kennedy did in the '60s with the moon launch, if you put it out there, the 10-year challenge, I'll bet you we'd have every disease kicked that way.
Well, Jesse, it's not just the money. All these Russian scientists and German scientists and Chinese scientists and American scientists could work the fucking together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heidi, do you have Verizon?
You'd be like, "Oh, give it to me, baby, give it to me."
Heidi, do you got Verizon? Because Verizon has been not good. A lot of service been down.
Yeah, I think they've been getting hacked or something. Or at least they won't say, but I think that's what it's been. No, we need a one world government. We just don't need this crazy world government where the Bilderbergs and the shitheads and the skull dicks and everybody else is running it. We need to run it by here the people for the people. No, so countries like India would no longer be a country. Each of its provinces would become like a state or a territory, a separate territory. Same thing for all our countries. Even ours, everybody would be broke up into those, except the United States would be, the original 50 states would be allowed to vote for the president of the world for however long they decide, 50 years, 100 years, 500 years, whatever length they think it takes to stabilize. One of the key things for America is we know how to assimilate. We know how to get people to come in our country and become part of our country. And with something we could share with the world. And that would change it. And then after that, once you know what, I'll tell you the secret. I think once we start getting into space, exploring our oceans, curing diseases, adding 50 years of life to everybody, 100 years of life, I think everybody will be in a much better fucking mood. Wipe out hunger, wipe out homelessness, which all can, with everybody working together, all that shit can be wiped out in less than a decade. And then we can talk about spending $5 trillion a year in FTL, faster than light. And then we'd be out there hanging out with Bob's cousin. Bob's cousin's name is Jenny. Jenny's kind of hot. She's got a big head though, but she's kind of hot. And her boobs are about the same size as her head, but it's kind of, she's kind of cool looking. It's just when you look at the way the world should be, we're just nowhere fucking close to that. I really thought when I was a kid, this is 2026. I thought by now we would at least kind of have our shit together. Here we are trying to start World War fucking 3.
Yeah.
And then when we're not, we got a bunch of crazy ass fucking liberals acting like fucking children, just can't even get the shit, causing problems all over, getting people killed because they can't behave themselves. I don't know. Something's got to get fixed. They can't stay like this forever because sooner or later somebody's going to pull the trigger or do something stupid. Yeah, it's time for us to be one happy world. Well, you know, if ET showed up and said, "Look, you fuck faces, this is how it's going to be," then maybe. But they couldn't just say it. They would have to wipe out all of Russia and China's nuclear weapons. They would, just put their militaries at a dead hold. So that
I don't know that they'd have to destroy the weapons so much. They could easily take control of. We've heard stories that they could take control of, turn them on, turn them off, get them ready to fire, get them unready to fire. I think if they came down and just
that taught the aliens a lesson.
Would be enough to scare the shit out of everybody.
Nah, that taught the humans a lesson, and that didn't do shit. You're gonna have to destroy some of them to get there. All the nukes should be wiped out no matter what. They should all be disintegrated wherever they are. All 10,000 that are still on the planet should be instantly.
Well, don't they have a way? I'm sure they do have a way of. They should have a beam or something that they can shoot at our weapons and make the nuclear payloads, inert.
Well, they got a I forgot what they call it, but they got a field that your gun won't shoot in. It doesn't. It somehow retards.
It's an electromagnetic field which causes the magnet. It magnetizes the workings in your gun, so the mechanisms won't fire. They're all stuck together. It's like an internal safety.
Hey, Dolly, welcome back.
Welcome back, Dolly. Welcome back.
Oh, dishes. She's got dish pan hands. Watch out, people.
Yes, I always love doing dishes. That's always a fun thing. Makes me want to buy plastic plates and shit. Wait, Chris, if I was single, that's all I'd have in my damn house. If I brought a date home, they'd be like, "What is that? You don't own dishes?" I said, "Yeah, they have there. We just don't use."
We only use them when family comes over.
Dolly says their gravitation field is not penetrable.
Yeah, it would make sense. It's we're working on fields ourselves that are going to be pretty tough. I was looking at a couple of different schematics for the TR3Bs, and if they're saying what is true, TR3Bs is running 3 different types of engines.
Yes.
So it's a beast. Now, I didn't see anything that would make me think it was an FTL drive, but I did.
There is rumor.
I don't know what you could get out of a gravity drive or a magnetic drive. Well, I don't know what kind of speed we're talking about here. I mean, it's endless pull. I mean, you can start pulling on one side of the planet and just let it keep pulling. Sooner or later, you're going to be getting hauling ass. I mean, the only official speed I've ever seen of one that was officially clocked was in Pensacola, Florida at Mach 12.5, flying in a straight line. And they got it on film and they got it on the tower. They got it on the tower cam and they got it thing. So, but other than that, there is nothing else. There's rumors that it could do this speed. There's rumors that it could do this speed. There's rumors that it can make Mars in 18 minutes. That's, is it true? And then there's actually Russian rumors that backs up the same thing. The Russians said there was two folders that got released that said basically they had got with some rogue general in the United States and they flew a mission to Mars where they found an area that looked like it had been being used for a long time, but they didn't know if anybody was still there, but it looked like somebody had been there. They didn't say. They just said it looked like it had been used. So I mean, you're talking that's 20. That's hauling ass, Dolly. It's people when you these types of speeds, you know, it's not the speed. I've never had a problem with humans being able to get even up to fastest light. My problem has always been one, how are you going to navigate, and two, how are you going to keep yourself from getting squished to the back of the fucking spaceship? I mean, if you punch it and you go from 0 to 30,000 miles a second, you're like,
yeah, it's not the speed that kills you; it's the sudden stop at the end.
Yeah. Well, it's the speed kills you too when it slams you against the wall. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. You become tomato on the other side of the porthole or bulkhead.
It's so there's so much, so many other things you have to think about when you're building these ships. You mean Roswell? Yeah. The only thing I would give to say that's probably true. There was two pictures that came out. There was one that was just 2 days or 3 days after Roswell. It was in the newspaper down there, and it had a picture of what looked like fiber optics, what looked like aircraft aluminum, and what looked like today's microchips. So it looks like the computer generation was a given, maybe an accidental given, but a given. We got that spacecraft, we got that technology. Because think of it this way: think about the last 40 years without the microchip.
Oh my God! Wow.
Where would we be?
I was just thinking that, Joe. I really was.
So
where would we be, Joe?
Would we be more advanced because we discovered something better, or would we be less advanced, still using the old type calculators with the thing? So it's well, you wouldn't have those kind of computers because digital computers work on a microchip. You wouldn't have a cell phone.
Yeah.
Oh no, you wouldn't have a cell phone.
No laptop.
Oh wait, yeah, you would have a cell phone with a tube in it about this long, about this big around. You like a case underneath it that held your tube,
and a battery the size of a damn lawnmower you carry behind you.
Yes. Same thing for your memory. I guess the whole rig would weigh about 5 pounds. It's so I mean you have to have this computer generation to get us to where we are today. I mean, you got to wonder because the computer generation has been fast for us, 50 years, 70 years. We're already to AI. Where the fuck are we going? Or are we even mature enough to be playing with what we're playing with? AI is a serious tool. And it can easily be used to cause all kind of fucked up problems.
It could be used to dreadful effect, yeah.
Jesse. No, I just seen that Dolly had wrote something about dimensional space, and I got to thinking about it, and then you popped up there, dimensional to interdimensional space. Look, it's hard to say what medium's going to be the best for us to fly through. Is there actually a warp field out there? Is there actually tunnels that we can use to hop from one place to the other place? There's a lot of people believe in wormhole technology.
Probably a variety of those things. I would speculate that most of those things that we speculate are probably probable. They tend to be the leading speculations on advanced ideas like that, when they do become fact, usually tend to be the leading ideas usually are the closest ones. So I would imagine it was all a bit of three of those. The warp bubble isn't something you'll find in space. It's a device you'll have to develop that creates a bubble for you. The tunnels in space would have to be created. I don't know how that would happen, but the Borg used warp tunnels or subspace tunnels. Well, I don't know what they called them in Deep Space Nine or in Voyager or whatever, but that's how they killed them. They knew all the Borg were coming towards us, and all their ships were in the tunnel. So they sent some kind of beam or energy into those tunnels and collapsed them and killed all the Borg, allegedly. So there's probably I would imagine there's more than one way, as they say, there's more than one way to skin a cat, more than one way to travel through the galaxy,
maybe,
and thereby then the universe by extension.
Maybe there's no ways. And they're all maybe hyper fiction.
Perhaps perhaps we don't actually move, but we develop devices that move the universe and galaxy and space around us.
You know, on a completely side note, you see you wrote down there rap bubbles, right? You know, in the old Star Trek, a lot of the costumes, they use those bubbles. You know, we all like to pop. They use them as part of the decorations on the costumes.
They did.
All kind of stuff out of it. It was crazy. I seen it was showing. I was like, Jesus, y'all
they were
crazy
also,
with the bubble wrap, man.
They were also the first costume department that was, commanded by William Ware Bill Theiss. He was the first guy to really utilize Velcro. Almost all of the costumes were closed with Velcro, some of them with hidden zippers. The devices, the communicator and the phasers were attached to the belts and the pants by Velcro. Very, very cool stuff.
Yeah, I love Kirk. Whoa, calm down, Kirk, man. Just chill, dude. You shouldn't pull out like that anyway when you're doing a gun. It should be smooth, one action. And you shouldn't even have to lift it up. When you tilt
they had no choice.
In
order to break the friction on the Velcro tape, they had to pull it hard. So.
Yeah, I agree. Good science fiction. It's I've heard light technology described a lot of different ways. I've heard a lot of technologies for FTL described in a lot of different ways. The grays of technology is very, very advanced. And it doesn't need conventional instrumentation, which I find just fascinating. The reptilians and the human type aliens need conventional technology. I mean, what I call conventional technology is click and switch. For them, it's still click and switch. There's just no wires or anything connected to it. But for the grays, it's different. The grays, it's like the dashboard is in their head. It's like that's how they see it in their head as a dashboard. I don't know how to explain it, but it's not. That's how you know how much more advanced they are than the other races, because they're simply doing things that the other races wish they could do. Yeah, that's what it seems like. You mean if I had to be scared of any of the races out there, I'd be scared of the grays the most. One, they're powerful little fuckers, believe it or not. They can drag you around like you're nothing. The little ones can. The big ones are even more powerful, but more so than that, reptilians and human aliens, when they approach a gray, a lot of times they will put their head down like they're bowing, walking past them, which suggests that please don't disintegrate me. I think physically, mentally, power-wise, the grays are probably far beyond any of the other species, except maybe the light beings, and there may be one or two, but they're really super advanced species. No, they like humans. It's not that they don't like us. I mean, they like we're pets or something. It's, what I think it is with the grays is because they abduct so many generations. So like in Dolly's family, it may go back to the start, which as far as we know is 50 or 60,000 generations. What's the same damn gray? Bob has been abducted in your family the whole damn time your family's existed. I mean, he knows everything about you. He knows your family intimately in ways that you can't even possibly think of. Yeah. So next time you're with your gray, ask him a fucking question about your family. I guess you'd be surprised what he knows. And you know what? Grays have a fascination with humans having a fascination with grays. I know that was kind of twisted the way I said that, but they do. Well, Jesse and Maria, let me tell y'all something. We're not going to always agree on alien abduction stuff ever. Dolly and I have been knowing each other for a while. We agree sometimes we don't. It's not that everybody in the field is that way. You're not doing good research unless it's a solid research, like when you hear us talk about the cat mutilation. That's pretty solid technology. That's a pretty solid explanation. That's much better than the original. So yeah, a lot of us agree on that. When we get deep into abductions, we will agree that there are some bad, some good, and we'll agree that you're being learned and taught and downloaded. But what all that means and how it interacts with everything else, not everybody's going to agree with everybody on that. And to start off with, every contactee that makes it to the point of contactee or keeper is going to be doing some kind of work with them, for a lack of a better way of saying it. You're going to be part of their agenda. Therefore, in a different league with everybody else. Like, what would you call yourself? The ultra special? Well, I don't know if it's the ultra special, but we can go there. Yeah, and we talk about a lot of things and we agree on a lot of things. No, I was talking to Dolly just now. It's well, y'all can catch her there on Monday on Lightgate. On Mondays. Well, I got 2 gates on the network. I want to always get them confused. I just happen to know these guys. No, CL does a good job too. Yeah. CL does a good job. She's been whipping up and showing lately.
Yep.
She's been spanking his hiney. Look, he's turning red now because I said that.
I love it, man. I love it. I love it.
He said he loves any ghost hunter spanking his hiney.
Yep.
No, actually, they do really good. They have a good 1-2 punch at the end of the night, actually. But people, you can't. People want to get mad sometimes, you get big arguments, but you really got to get past some stuff and say, look, okay, we're going to agree to disagree on that because it's just something we can't get past. But you don't know where that's going to lead to. If it's going to make this person look harder down here or you look harder down there, it may actually lead you to something else you wasn't even aware of yet. There's just a lot of information. There's a lot. Between Dolly and I guarantee you we know a buttload, and there's still a buttload to know. That's just how it is. Because our little human brains can only take so much. When you're on board the ship, most people don't realize this, and I know we've talked about it before, but when you're on board the ship, you have a auxiliary drive, I guess you could call it. So you have a whole hard drive with all kind of stuff in it that's hooked to your brain. You can't really access immerse. When you're on board the ship or anywhere around the portals, you can access it. And God knows what you got on the damn thing. It's why sometimes you'll be thinking something and you'll be going, oh, this is what happened. And then all of a sudden you can't because you're missing a piece of it because it's on the damn hard drive. The other one. But it also helps contactees to organize the downloads. Missy, downloads are when contactees get information. They'll just be walking down the street. Yeah, yes. And they'll be like, bam, a hole. And then some of you can't get into, it's there, but you can't get into it. And because some of they want to come up at certain times. And well, they're really truly looking for people that can help enlighten these morons in this planet. But they can only give you so much power because if you go too far, they can't take it back.
Because the morons will think you're nuts.
Yeah, so
lock you away.
No, they want the people on this planet to know that aliens are real. None of the races that are visiting this planet could give a good fuck.
It shouldn't be hidden knowledge, but at this time on our planet, it is to most.
The 4 primary species that are visiting this planet, all 4 of them are checked in with our government. Our government knows about all 4 of them. And our government is fully functioning aware of abductees because they fucking re-abduct the abductees. So, fully aware that they know this is going on. They know that they're extraterrestrials from other planets taking our citizens, doing things to our citizens and bringing them back however condition they're in. Well, no, because I don't always think it's bad, John, but sometimes it is. Yeah, on your own level, you do. Because when they give you a download, it is a lot of information. And you may not get one in life. You may get many in life. And you may get some when you still haven't even figured out the other ones because they're all pieces of the puzzle. Yeah. Let me put it this way. They know better what you can handle than you know. I hate to say that because it irritates me personally. But they do. They want you to learn. A Gray will let you learn every fucking part of their ship that you think you can handle. They will put you in a drive control, and the drive control, when I say drive control, Gray ship, it's like somebody picked you up and slipped you in a hole, and the next thing you're just like part of the ship. Yeah, I couldn't even explain it to you. You'd have to censor it. It's a sensory thing. You'd have to feel it. It is like you're part of the ship. It will physically meld with you, mind, soul, spirit. The son of a bitch will know what you had for breakfast that morning. And this is a ship we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the ship itself is sentient. And when all operating parts are in place, which is usually the 3 primary grays, that thing is just.
And if you eat a good breakfast the next day, then it'll ask you, next time you come and pilot me, you have that same breakfast. That tastes pretty good.
Yeah,
I like that McDonald's sandwiches.
So you just never know. They know so much about you, and they want to see you succeed. I mean, they're going to test you and irritate you, but they want to see you succeed. The people who sincerely want to learn and be part of this, they want. They don't even care if you're crazy. They're like, "Oh, Joe, you're a little crazy, but you really like this, and you really."
Look at some of the people they've interacted with throughout history. They've been nuts. Nostradamus. Nostradamus is nuts. People think Galileo.
I see what Dyson. She says she don't eat before flying.
They don't even.
She don't want to be distracted in a damn spaceship. That's all. it'll be craving this rich.
I'm just saying, the mind of the spaceship. If you eat if you go up there with a McDonald's breakfast sandwich in you, that's the spaceship's gonna know, and he's gonna say,
It is
bring
weird,
me some of that next time you come.
It is weird that their ship is alive. I would imagine if they grew buildings on, they were probably alive.
Okay, so for buildings, I would think it's more of a non-intelligent creature, but I bet you it's grown with some sort of crystalline technology.
I bet you it's more like the buildings from what was that? Earth Final Conflict. I bet you it's more like those. Really advanced AI computer system running the whole building.
Well, no, I'm thinking like the building itself is like crystalline grown.
Oh yeah, that's how they grow them.
Then they install the
Well, no, see, they it's all in one. They grow it all as one, so it's alive as soon as you turn it on, or as soon as it comes on. I don't think you got to turn it on.
Growing or whatever.
Yeah, but they're supposed to have interfaceable hard drives and stuff like that. And I don't think it's beyond the ship to fucking pay a joke. I really don't. I mean, I've heard some stories sometimes about the ship, and I'm kind of like, oh no, Chrissy, you mean the Big Mama ship? They ain't letting us fly that one. Not yet, anyway. You're talking about the one that a moon size. No, I don't know if they're gonna let one of us fly it yet. They might. You never know. That's a big ship, man. I mean, that thing is at least the size of our moon. I don't. It's fun to keep it parked out by the sun or out in the outer solar system.
Allegedly, it's somewhere within the rings of Saturn, hiding amongst the 200 moons that Saturn has. 260 some moons.
It's weird. I haven't heard anything about the light beams all that much lately. I've heard usually there's always one or two or three little stories here and there, but they don't seem to be, or like the ones that like to leave a piece of themselves in you to screw around with you. Yeah, I was talking to Dolly that day, and they kept saying, "No, my name is Jenny." I'm like, "No, your name is Dolly." She said, "No, my name is Jenny." It's a freaking alien talking to you. Done took over.
Me and Jenny was like peas and carrots again.
I don't know what we're gonna find in the moon. Right now, it looks like we're just gonna find what we're supposed to find.
I think if we dig deep enough, you're gonna find the 4 species that are interacting with the planet. You're gonna find them somewhere up there, on Mars. Peas and carrots, yeah.
It's
like peas and carrots again.
It's I don't know. We'll see. I mean. Right now, it looks like Mars has the best shot of producing anything that may prove there was something alive.
Well, I mean, come on. The Cydonia region, there's several anomalies that just don't make sense, and they map up to several anomalies here on Earth. And the face that's also up there, that special area of Mars, Cydonia, says somebody was.
Are you talking? Well, I keep telling you, I'm talking about my home, man. What is wrong with you? Damn.
I think we're all from there.
We probably are all eventually, or at least some of our DNA's from there for sure.
Yes.
No, Jenny, our biological clocks and our biological temperature is set for Mars, not for Earth. That's fucking queer, is what that is. Don't start. I told you I was going to be using the queer word in its proper content, so let's not get started on that. Just ahead of time. I know y'all want to use it for the dirty thing that y'all want to use it for, but it actually has a word in it it has other meanings. Yeah, I agree with that. I think they're going to find. I think in a lot of ways they're going to be really happy. In a lot of ways they're going to be really depressed because they're not going to find exactly what they thought they were. But NASA has an idea what it's going to find. For whatever reason they do. Now, Barack Obama supposedly, went to school up there, along with 2 other presidents and somebody else that's famous. And who told us this information? Alfred Weber, science advisor for Jimmy Carter. said that it's not just him. Andrew Basaggio, is that his name? Andrew Basaggio. He was also one of the other ones working on the project who said they were there as well. He said all future presidents, because they knew who they were going to be, thanks to I think Trump's time traveling book, they all went there for processing before they became president, except for Trump.
Because he had already been there?
Frankly, I think it's a bunch of, but hey, you got to check out all stories. Darth Cheney, in a way, I kind of miss Darth Cheney. I am Darth Cheney.
Well, he's passed away, so.
Yes. So I say I kind of miss him. I am Darth Cheney. You are not to fuck with my daughter. I will kick your ass. You're going, ain't nothing you can do about it. But when Bush was president, when it came to Darth Cheney, I would never have fucked around with Condoleezza Rice or Darth Cheney.
Yeah.
Condi meant. I remember when she told the other leader of China law, "Don't fuck with me. I will kick you in the nuts." And I see the next day he gave exactly what the president wanted. Everybody was scared of her. She went to the Middle East. They were like, "Yes, Condi. Yes, Condi. Yes, we will service you now, Condi." They were scared of the bitch. She wasn't like whom and him who forgot her laptop in the car with the code on it. I mean, this bitch wasn't playing. And I think what scared everybody is because they knew damn good and well she had the president's backing, but more so, she had Darth Cheney's backing.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, well, you know what? We're not going to fuck with Darth Cheney. We're just not going to go there because somebody might kill us. Condi would have made a great president. She would have been the first woman, and she killed two birds at one stone. She was black, and she would have been the first woman. So we could have got two birds out of the way. Right. And she would have done a damn good job, much better than Barack Obama did.
I think we'd be looking at a much different world right now if she had done so.
Yeah. I didn't really have a problem with Bill Clinton. No, other than, and I really didn't have a problem with that because all the European leaders always have affairs. So I really didn't have a problem with that. He did a good job. He balanced out the budget. I mean, Trump's got down half of what Clinton managed to do in 4 years, but still he's headed the right way. He did a pretty good job. I mean, he wasn't the greatest president, but far wasn't the worst. He had Clinton. I mean, you had Reagan built up our military and built up the world, and Clinton came in and paid for it. That's what presidents are supposed to do. Barack Obama, I don't know what the fuck Barack Obama was. It was like I don't know what he was. Even though, he did stuff like threw 2 million people out of the country in no time at all and set up those camps to divide those children. And no one ever gave him trouble about it. And they give Trump trouble about it. He's not even the one that did it, which I think is just ironic. He did get us Obamacare, which is fucking, I don't know what that is. It's surely not affordable care.
And they did just reapprove the
3 years, yeah. 3 years. Trump said he's going to fucking veto it. He said,
I think so.
Veto. I don't know. It doesn't help me either way. Yeah, no, it's not helping me either way. And I'm retired and it's not helping me either way. Now my girls are back here taking on some aliens. I better watch out. Key cat. I know, where's the key cat? Jay's got a key cat. You want a key cat? You want a key cat? Yeah, she's snorting and shit. Now I'll get that cat. Give me that cat. She's like, give me that cat. She thinks she's the big brave hunter. So when she's a puppy, about 9 months old, she trapped a mouse. Because we live out in the sticks, so she trapped a mouse. Then she trapped a big old cockroach. And then she trapped a snake. And then she trapped another mouse. And then she cornered a possum, got in a war with the possum. Actually got in a war with the raccoon first. Like they got her ass kicked. Then she got in a fight with my neighbor's dog next door, which he won the first round. She won the second round, which was just hilariously funny. But the first time she seen him, she ran over there and turned around, ran home, ran upstairs, got behind Daddy. That was just funny as hell. She's like, I'm like, what's the matter, baby? And then the second time she seen him, she said, oh, no, we're not having this embarrassment again. She ran his ass up the stairs. And the old man owns it. We're both laughing our asses off. Then the other night, she got into I had a bag of trash getting ready to take it down to the trash can. and an old possum got on my porch, and she said, "Oh no, motherfucker, you don't belong here." And the old possum's all like, and she's like, I was like, knock it off. Oh, so then she tears down the stairs like a bat out of hell. She just thinks she's the hunter, man. She's got that little dog instinct for catching stuff. If I could take her out squirrel hunting, she'd be bringing my squirrels back to me. Now my other one, she don't even know to get out the way. She's like, "Daddy, you just got one of those.
Step over."
She's like, Fiona's like, "Get out the way. I'm trying to catch something." And I don't know, something tried to get in my back door today. It's probably one of the big cockroaches because it's going to get cold as fuck tonight. And she was like, "We are not having this, my friend." Stomped on his head and threw him out the back door. I was like, damn. Yeah, because my house moves here. So I used to have a little crack in the door about the size of a pinpoint. Now the bitch, I could slide a pin underneath it back and forth. Yeah. So I got a little thing that slides under it. And she thinks she's got a guard, whatever that is. Jenny, what do you mean? You're talking about the tall whites. We got a couple. Oh, all right, we'll go over a couple minutes, but what about them? You're talking about Charles Hall's tall whites, right? Not the tall whites that are the grays. Well, grays have tall whites. Grays come in, technically grays come in blue, brown, and white, and they color changes when they're absorbing their food through osmosis, depending on what they're eating. Like when they're eating the blue plasmas off the ship, they look like this weird cobalt blue. Well, when people tell me they had a gray encounter, I'm always a little leery if it's true or not. Because they're not really gray like you think they are. They can be translucent. They kind of looks gray, but it's not the gray that like you see in the movies now. It's different, yeah. But the tall whites are just what they are. They're tall and white and ugly, and they have legs like if you've ever seen the movie Arrival. They
bend backwards, yeah.
They got legs kind of like that. They're not perfect. They can get up to 9 feet, but the taller they get, the older they get, the more fragile they get. Yes. But they start out as young men, like 7 foot tall. So big, and they're easily tempered. Charles Hall said a couple of times they killed people in the base over stupid stuff because they simply didn't understand that they weren't in danger. That's why I was surprised when he started talking about them being taken out to Las Vegas. I mean, species that's that easily tempered. Maybe it's just because the kids were around, because there was never any kids when they went out to Vegas. Truth of the matter is, when I first heard this story, I was like, this is bullshit. But I knew Charles Hall believed what he said. So I decided to talk to Charles for the next couple of weeks over the phone. So I was basically doing a voice stress is what I was doing. And he came back as he was telling the truth. So I got him on for his second book, and we got into really in-depth conversation. And I had the voice stress running the whole time, and he was telling the truth. I wish we'd had video like we do now, but he everything in all 3 books he believes. And when I was talking to his wife, even though his wife don't necessarily believe everything he says, he does, and she will tell you he does. And I got to tell you from my own point, he does. Now, does that make it true? That's a tough one. But since we've gone public with this case, we have had other people come forward. We've had some state troopers come forward. We've had some casino cops come forward. We've had a couple of taxi cab drivers come forward. And I think altogether it was 8 or 10 witnesses that came forward and said they seen these creatures. People who are listening to us on TV or listening to Coast or something like that, we're picking up on the information and calling us out of Vegas. The 2 state troopers were the most interesting because they gave testimony, official testimony, and asked if we could hold it till they retired, which, by the way, I believe they are retired now. And it was interesting stuff. I mean, they described, matter of fact, he said he was listening to him on my show one night, and he said he was talking about how the alien kind of can move around and then dart around and move around. And he said, I seen this creature in a casino. He said, I was assuming it was going to the bathroom, but it kept catching my attention. He said what it was doing was moving at a speed that it was somehow or another counting the cards or seeing the cards before they were on the table to give their person a table. They were fucking cheating. It's a fucking alien race. Give me a break. Was it just something fun to do? I mean, oh God,
well, but think about it. They don't have a job. They can't legally work on the planet, so they have to get their money somehow. So cheating at cards.
The Fed gives them money for technology. I guess that was just something they just wanted to try to do it. I don't.
See, they can get away with it. Yeah.
It was kind of funny. Oh no, actually, Sean MacGyver comes up next.
He's on now.
Yeah, he comes up next. And,
yeah, he's probably on. He's probably already started his.
He better be waiting his 10 minutes. I'm gonna kick him in the asshole. It's Sean MacGyver. He's up there MacGyver in his show.
Yeah.
All right, somebody give me the button. Where's the button? What Frankie?
Oh, there goes my $1 million contract, Joe.
I know, man. I was just talking with NBC yesterday about this. He said, "Man, you said, yeah, you gotta get that damn J under control." I said, "We'll try." He said,
"Yeah, Cognitive Warfare is on now."
Oh, that ought to be a good show. One of these days, we're gonna go crashing. Yeah. Well, I still got to
work in the morning.
Yeah, I still got a couple of these to give away. So.
Oh yeah.
So somewhere in the next couple of weeks, I might stop and harass Jeffrey. I ain't seen him in a while. He goes, Jeffrey.
Yeah, who do we have next week? I think we have a pretty good one. Is it a Squatch story? Let me find out.
Jeffrey Pritchett.
Oh, he's actually on now. He might even be watching. Hey, Jeff, you watching?
Uncle Jeffrey. Might have to stop by and give one or two away on his show. But anyway, guys and girls, we really do have to go. Technically, all shows are supposed to start at 10 after the hour on our network. Yeah, so they usually come on at the top of the hour and they play whatever promos and music. And I know Sean does. And
Eric Werner is on next week on the show. So yeah, I don't know what that one's about.
And I'm on tomorrow night at 8:10 p.m. Everybody.
Whose show you on tomorrow night?
I'm on tomorrow night, 8:10 p.m.
It was the way you said it. I was like,
it's into the night on tomorrow night.
I was like, just like you said, that's for. Anyway, guys, we really got to go. Y'all be sure to come check out everybody. I won't be back till Wednesday. Sean will be on. Sean will be on tomorrow.
Tomorrow and Tuesday.
Yeah, tomorrow and Tuesday. Yes, he'll it's tomorrow Sunday. Who put up? Fuck day
Thank you, Dolly.
Nice seeing you, Dolly. You know, stop anytime you want. And when you want to get into the chat, if you get tired of chatting, just hit one of the boys, or they'll send you a code. It's I meant to tell you that earlier, and then I got off on a whole nother rampage somewhere else. But we got to go again. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio on the chat. The chat is one of the most popular shows on the network, so be sure to chat it up. Think about how many topics we crossed tonight, Denise. And only one of them was politics. How you like that? And we still didn't get to talk about the guy, so we'll do that next week. No, we still got to catch up on some details on the ice shooting. But anyway, on that note, good night and stay tuned.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Darkly matters. Good night, everybody.
Good.